Arlene Pinnell is suing her ex-husband's fiancée, Stacy Allman, for making false reports to Child Protective Services and harassment.
Guys, case number 240 on the calendar in the matter of Pinnell versus Allman. Please have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Ms. Pinnell, this is your complaint. Your complaint is that the defendant made a false charge against you to Child Protective Services and has been harassing you by interfering with the phone contact that you want to have with your former husband, sort of as a condition of putting your daughter on the phone.
Yes.
Ms. Allman says it is you that is harassing her and your former husband, and that she was at one point concerned about the child's welfare. She did, in fact, call Child Protective Services on one occasion, yes, and she has a counterclaim. First of all, Ms. Pinnell, the defendant is the fiancé of your former husband.
Right.
You and your former husband have one child.
Yes, we do.
That child has cerebral palsy?
She has mild cerebral palsy, yes, Your Honor.
How long were you married?
For 8 years.
And where did you live when you were married?
We lived in Florida.
You were divorced in the state of Florida?
Yes, we were.
Does your former husband have a visitation schedule that was fixed by the judgment of divorce?
No, he doesn't.
Is there a reason he does not?
I have no idea. He didn't ask for visitation for his daughter. He just asked for shared parental responsibility.
So you have shared custody?
I'm guessing, yes, Your Honor. She lives with me.
Yes. Do you have shared custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's why I didn't ask for visitation, because he has shared custody. Now, you recently moved
Yes.
from the state of Florida to the state of Kentucky.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who lives in Kentucky?
My mom does.
Did you have court permission to move?
We weren't divorced at the time when we moved. I was told that
You were not divorced?
We were not divorced when I moved to
When
Kentucky.
did you move?
I moved to Kentucky last year at the end of October of last year. Our divorce wasn't finalized until May of this year.
How long had the matter been pending in court?
For 2 years.
So that the matter was pending when you relocated?
Well, I hadn't been served with...
That's not what I asked you. The matter was pending when you relocated?
Yes.
Did you give your husband any notice that you were moving to the state of Kentucky?
Yes, I did.
That's a lie,
When?
Your Honor.
Shh, don't speak. When did you give him notice?
I tried to call him 2 weeks prior to me moving because there was a hurricane. Hurricane Wilma came through. I was trying to contact him 2 weeks before I knew because I was told by his parents.
Listen! I asked you a simple question.
2 weeks before we moved.
You said you didn't get to him 2 weeks before you moved.
No, I couldn't get a hold of him.
So the answer is you did not notify him before you moved.
Right, I didn't know.
That-
Sorry, Your Honor.
Is that the answer? You did not notify him before you moved.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Pinnell, I will tell you right now that if I were the family court judge hearing your relocation case, you would be back in Florida in a heartbeat. You have no right to take a child out of the jurisdiction and away from a parent when there is a pending divorce case without going before a judge and saying, listen, this is what I want to do. I want to relocate hundreds and hundreds of miles away, and I want your permission to do it. Now, I can understand from an emotional perspective, Kentucky is where your mother lives, why it's more comfortable for you to be there, why it may be even more comfortable and better for your daughter to be there. That is a judicial determination. Once you get married and have a child, you don't get to make that decision by yourself.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm telling you that right now. There was no excuse for that.
Sure, Your Honor.
Now, Miss Allman, let's start with you.
Yes, ma'am.
You called Child Protective Services. Do you remember when?
I actually have the report. It was June 22nd, 2006 at 9:18 a.m.
Can I see the report, please?
Yes, ma'am. I have it highlighted where
Just a
DCF...
minute.
I'm sorry.
I can read. It was the first prerequisite for this job. Ms. Pinnell,
Yes, ma'am.
you say that your child has cerebral palsy. When was she diagnosed with cerebral palsy?
She wasn't diagnosed until she was 6 years old.
Diagnosed when she was 6?
Yes, Your Honor. She is a
This report indicates that there was an allegation of medical neglect.
Yes.
Made by you.
Yes.
And this says, for the allegation of medical neglect, there are no findings to support this maltreatment. Medical records confirm that the child was seen by the doctor on February 3rd, 2005 and August 5th, 2005. There is no medical evidence to support that the child suffers from cerebral palsy and does not need to take medication. Now, can you tell me why you haven't taken a child who suffers from cerebral palsy to a doctor in a year?
Actually, she's been to her pediatrician of this year.
Well, not according to this report. madam. I'm just telling you.
Well, I don't know what doctor she saw because I have a statement here from her current pediatrician, which she was seen on May 19th of this year.
Can I see that, please?
Stating that she was sent to orthopedics because she was complaining because my daughter gets muscle pains.
What's the name of your regular pediatrician?
Doctor, that's the one that's in Kentucky. She sees him every 6 months.
Okay. You called June 22nd, 2006 from Naples, Florida.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was the concern that you had, madam?
Because she was not taking the proper care of the child, because we were under the pretense of her saying that Alyssa has cerebral palsy when we found out that she does not have cerebral palsy, that it was just
How did you find out she doesn't have cerebral palsy?
the DCF report.
Okay. Do you have anything there that would support your statement that your daughter suffers from cerebral palsy?
No, I don't, Your Honor, because she has a very mild case of cerebral palsy.
You keep saying that she has a very mild case of cerebral palsy. All I want to see is something from a physician that indicates that she has cerebral palsy.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If that's true, Mr. Pinnell, that's a serious problem that she has. There's a medical term for that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carleen Pinnell claims her ex-husband's fiancée, Stacy Allman, falsely accused her of child neglect. Stacy is countersuing for harassment.
Well, when was the last time she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy?
The last time she was diagnosed was when she was 6 years old. I can't
Where?
remember the exact dates.
Where?
In Jacksonville, Florida, when my ex-husband was stationed in the Navy. And
And you
was
were together?
Yes, and he was present
Step up.
with me.
Shh. Your last name is?
Pinnell, Your Honor.
Mr. Pinnell, time you were in the service and your daughter was 6 years old, were you present when your daughter was diagnosed with cerebral palsy?
I was off and on, Your Honor, because I was out to sea and I came back.
Were you ever advised by your then wife that the child had cerebral palsy?
She told me mild case of cerebral palsy, but I didn't see any documentation or anything from a doctor saying it was true.
What were the manifestations that she had of having cerebral palsy?
She said that,
No, that you saw.
that I saw? I didn't see anything. Alyssa would get, her legs would get weak, but that could be just average, just playing.
And what would you do for her if her legs got weak?
If we were walking, we'd stop walking and just
You mean
relax
she
for a
would
little
say
bit.
she was tired?
Yeah, she was tired.
Okay. When was the last time you saw your daughter?
It was about over 3 years ago.
No, Your Honor. The last time he saw his daughter was a week before Easter in 2005.
Wrong.
Shh. Where?
I'm sorry, 2004, when she was staying at my mom's house.
That is a lie.
You know, your problem, Miss Allman, is that you have taken too much of an active role in something that has nothing to do with you. That's your problem. That's his responsibility. He's the father. You're not. You are, so far, nothing to this child. You're not even a stepmother to this child. You're nothing. And you have no stake. So I don't know whether Miss Pinnell is a nut or not. That's possible. She's his nut, not yours. I understand that she thinks that she's being protective of you and she's going to set the ground rules because now this is her turf, right? You can't let that happen. This is the mother of your child, and if she's a nut, she's your nut.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's possible because certainly if you have a child who has a very, very, very mild case of cerebral palsy, you make sure that that child is seen on a regular basis. And for the years that you lived in Florida, certainly, you would have had another diagnosis from a doctor in Florida that says the child suffers from mild case of cerebral palsy. And that's non-existent because she doesn't have anything, and the state of Florida says there is absolutely no medical evidence to support that the child suffers from cerebral palsy. So if that's true, Mr. Pinnell, if that's true, that's a serious problem that she has. There's a name for that, a medical term for that. Somebody who requires attention by making believe somebody else is sick as a way of getting attention for themselves, attention, sympathy, or whatever. I don't know if that's the case, but clearly, based upon this report, it's the case. But, Ms. Pinnell, there is absolutely no indication that she didn't have at least some basis to call Child Protective Services. So the first part of your case is dismissed with regard to false allegations to Child Protective Services because Child
But,
Protective...
Your Honor, that's not the one that I'm talking about. The ones that I'm talking about is when There was one that was filed in 2005 in September and January 3rd when she had called saying that if Alyssa does not get medication, she could suffer seizures and or die. I mean, in here she stated that my daughter has to be on medication or she'll die.
Listen to me, madam. You've been telling people for the past at least 6 years that your daughter has cerebral palsy.
Yes.
And I'm not an expert. Certainly, I'm not a person of medicine, and I don't know whether all children who have cerebral palsy take medication.
No,
or
they
should
don't,
take
Your
medication.
Honor.
Well, I don't know that. And you're not a doctor either. So,
But Your
if
Honor,
this has... Go ahead.
I also have an email stating from Miss Alleman that she's sitting there saying I refuse to get the medication she really needs.
So?
I mean, she's even sat there and said that my daughter's supposed to be on medication, and my daughter's not supposed to be on medication. My daughter goes to a physical therapist twice a week for her outpatient therapy because she has a hard time writing because of her mild cerebral palsy. She's also in speech because of it.
Well, all I can tell you is this report from Child Protective Services says, I'm going to read it to you one more time.
I understand, Your Honor, but
there is no medical evidence to support that the child suffers from cerebral palsy. Listen, if I had to put a child in all kinds of therapy for cerebral palsy and the state finds that the child does not have that disease, it's something that I would certainly look into. Anyway, your case is dismissed with regard to any calls that she made, even though she shouldn't have made them. That was you. You can't be a wuss, Mr. Pinnell.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't put that on somebody else. You have to take care of the business of your family yourself. Right now, Miss Allman is not your family. Maybe one day you'll make her your family. Today's not the day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, as far as the harassment is concerned, let's talk about the harassment.
Okay, Your Honor. She has sent me numerous emails telling me to stop calling, you know, and just threatening to sue for custody, you know, and try to take my daughter away from me. Or
That's not harassment.
Well, she's, I mean, in the emails, they're vulgar.
That's not harassment.
Okay.
To tell you to not call anymore, that she's going to try to take custody away, or they are going to try to take custody of your daughter away, is not harassment.
I also have it on tape.
That's not harassment.
But, Your Honor, it is because, I mean, my daughter, the only time that I call is when my daughter wants to talk to her father.
Then let your daughter pick up the phone and call her father.
She's tried, and the message shows that every time that my daughter, she'll call her father, she refuses to answer the phone.
No,
and my
listen,
daughter leaves a message, Your Honor.
Listen to me. My sense is, Miss Pinnell, that her father would like to speak to her. Her father doesn't want to speak to you.
I understand that. I have no
Then
problem
you
letting
have
him
to
talk.
Then you should have picked a time before you moved to Kentucky, without court permission, for her father to speak to her.
Can you please just listen to the message, please? I mean,
Sure.
Okay. This is the first one.
You better knock your off, you stupid lying. I'm leaving my life. We told you once before, leave us alone. Understand that? Leave us alone. Don't call me. Don't do anything to me ever again. But a fat, ugly. Do you understand that? Leave me the phone.
Here's the second one.
Tuesday, 11:22 a.m.
Just for this, Paul will never speak to Alyssa ever again. And you will never, ever get a number to contact us ever again.
How many times had you called that day?
You know?
I had only called, my daughter had called on Father's Day to leave a message.
No. How many times had you called?
Just
She has
that
the
one
telephone
time.
records.
I have over a year's worth of phone bills to where Carlene has called constantly.
She's
I
also-
had to change my cell phone number twice.
How
my
many
home
times
number
a
once.
day?
There was one day where she called 50 times. I physically pulled the phone cord out of my wall because we didn't want to put up with it. It's when Paul calls to speak with with his daughter.
No, he's going to tell me that, not you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I've called I've called a lot of times, and she would answer the phone. I don't want to talk to her. I want to talk to my daughter. There was a while.
So when you call up on the phone and you say, is Alyssa there?
Yeah.
What happens?
She would go into some speech of this, and this, and this. That's not what I
And what-
wanted.
What do you do?
I wait a little while. She eventually puts Alyssa on the phone.
Okay. So,
So,
Mr. Pinnell, you know you have a problem. You know what your first problem is? Her.
yeah.
Your first problem is her, Mr. Pinnell. She's interfering in your business. You have to lay the ground rules with your fiancé, and the court has to lay the ground rules with your former wife.
Yes, Your Honor.
Listen to me. If he doesn't want to speak to you, Miss Pinnell,
I have no problem letting him
fine.
talk to his daughter.
Fine. Then let his daughter pick up the phone. You have a cell phone?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And call him, her father, on his cell phone.
The only number that I have is her cell phone. I don't have his cell phone for
Well,
his
maybe he
daughter
doesn't want to
call.
give it to you because he thinks you're going to disturb him.
I have an email from Miss Alleman stating that when Paul wants to talk to his daughter, that she's going to be the one making the phone calls and that I'm to put his daughter on the phone so he can talk to his daughter.
So what's wrong with that?
I don't want her calling my house. That's the problem. Because any other time that she's called my house, she's been nasty to me.
Okay. What I've told you, Miss Ullman, is, in my judgment, you have injected yourself into a circumstance that is none of your business. Mr. Pinnell has to take care of this problem on his own, and he should make it his business to speak to his daughter, who's 11 years old and who would like to speak to her father. And if you can't figure out some way to do that, that's a very sad thing.
It is.
You're
It is.
three
It's horrible.
people who are articulate, and the only one who's suffering because of your ego, because of your macho, because of your wanting to have a certain place in this family, and because of your lack of backbone, quite frankly, Mr. Pinnell. The only one who's suffering is an 11-year-old child who doesn't understand why she's not speaking to her father. She's hearing all kinds of things from her mother as to the effect that you can call whenever you want. She's not going to separate the two of you. She wants you to have contact. That's a lot of baloney. If she wanted you to have contact, she wouldn't have moved back to Kentucky
But,
without
Your Honor,
telling
the
you.
reason why I moved back and why I moved to Kentucky was because of the harassment.
I doubt that, Mrs. Pinnell.
It's true, Your Honor.
Miss Pinnell, I doubt it. Now, Mr. Pinnell, do you have a court date with regard to this relocation?
No, I don't.
You're just as happy to let it go.
Yes, he is.
I gather you're just as happy to let it go. That's a shame, sir. That's avoiding your responsibility. You made a child, and you're supposed to make a child that feels as if both parents love her. It's a big mistake for you. Listen, I'm not going to resolve this, but this is not a case for small claims court. It's a case for the family court. I'm sorry that I can't resolve it. All I have to do is tell you this. What you complain about in your case is not actionable, and neither is what you complain about in your case. In any event, your cases are not actionable in the small claims court arena.
Your Honor,
and it's a shame. Listen to me. Forget money. It's not going to happen for either one of you. If you want me to resolve when you're going to make a phone call, I'll do that. You want me to resolve that?
Yes.
Fine.
And I also have one other...
Fine. No. I don't want to hear you one more thing. Tuesday and Thursday, 7 o'clock in the evening, your daughter picks up the phone, you pick up the phone and call her. Your daughter picks up the phone, not you.
Yes,
your
Your
daughter
Honor.
speaks to her father. Is that satisfactory? Tuesday and Thursday
Yes,
at 7
Your Honor.
o'clock?
He works until 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
So
that's
what is the time that you
weekends.
don't work? Not you speak.
I'm sorry.
I don't want you to speak.
Sorry.
You don't get
Sorry.
it. It's not your business. You're a stranger.
Your Honor, the weekends, Saturday or Sunday.
Fine. What time, Saturday or Sunday?
He can call anytime Saturday.
No, I want a time so that there's no
7
problem.
o'clock.
7 o'clock in the
7
evening.
o'clock is
Got
fine
it?
on
Yes, Your Honor.
Saturday.
Got it? That's in 2 days, sir. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your daughter is going to be waiting for your phone call. Do you have her phone number?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Then call it. If your daughter doesn't pick up the phone at 7 o'clock, that is evidence that she is trying to further frustrate your contact with the child. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good.
Your Honor.
Speak not.
But his daughter's here.
Would you like to see her?
Oh, yes. Very much so.
Just you, not her. Do you understand? Just you. We'll make arrangements for you. Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
That's all.
All right, excuse, you may step out.
17-year-old Caitlin Serba is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old Steve Dillon, for stealing her car and for hitting her in the face with a camera. Steve says Caitlin hit him first.
All rise. Yes, this is case number 204 on the calendar in the matter of Serbo versus Dillon. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Serbo, the defendant was your boyfriend for a period of time. You were quite young. He wasn't much older, at least up here. And according to your complaint, you broke up with him after he assaulted you and stole your car. Mr. Dillon says that you hit him first, he merely retaliated, and that the car that you're talking about is titled in his name and is his car. How old were you when you met Mr. Dillon?
16.
And he?
26.
Where were you living?
After I met him, we began a relationship, and I moved in with him when I was 16.
Prior to moving in with him, where did you live?
At my mother's.
Didn't get along with your mother?
No, never have.
When did you move in with him? Give me the month and year.
It was May 5th, 2006.
Where did you meet?
Basically at his house.
Explain that to me, how you met at his house.
There was a party I was invited to at his house.
Yes.
It just ended up being the three of us, his roommate, himself, and myself.
I mean, that was the party.
That was the party.
Who invited you to the party?
His roommate, David. He was kicked out before I moved in, which is not too long after we met.
Had you been living at your mother's house just prior to May 5th?
Yeah.
Look at me. Don't look over there. There's nothing over there that's more interesting than over here. Had you been living at your mother's house?
Yes.
Immediately prior to you moving in to his house?
Yes.
Now, when did you move out?
Moved out January 2nd.
Don't look over there. There's nothing over there.
January 2nd.
All the action is over here. Go ahead.
January 2nd, 2006.
Look, you met him and moved in on May 5th, 2006.
2005, sorry.
That's better. And you moved out 7 months later, in January of 2006, correct?
Mm.
And during that time, were you working?
Yes, I'd been employed at Kroger for a year.
Working full-time or part-time?
Part-time.
Were you going to school?
No, I dropped out. Got my GED.
When did you get a GED? Don't look over there. Look over here.
I don't...
Did you get a GED yet?
June.
Which June?
This is 2006.
You mean you had to think about when you got a GED, madam?
Yes, it was not the biggest thing on my plate with all the other things I've had to deal with. I also moved out, got emancipated. I moved like 4 or 5 different times after I broke up with him. Yeah, it was a lot of things.
Now, tell me when this alleged assault took place that you're suing him for.
January 2nd, 2006.
And that was the day you moved out?
Yes.
Tell me what happened on January 2nd, 2006.
It was the day after my 17th birthday, and Steve and I had been at the home, and his friend Steve-O came over with a bottle of liquor. I asked him not to drink. He began to drink several shots.
What time was this?
He hit me at 5 p.m., so this was before 5 p.m., so I don't know exactly what time they started drinking.
Go ahead.
They were drinking, and then I sat down with him, and I was sitting on his lap, and he said something that between Steve-O and himself, very negative towards me. I can't remember the exact statement, sorry, but, and then I did slap him, but it did not leave red marks, and it was a playful slap. It was probably like this. It was not hard on his face. Because he said something.
So he said something to Steve that...
No, Steve said something about me to Steve-O. That was extremely harsh, yes.
So Steve said something negative about you.
Yeah, like called me a or something like that. And was
so you
talking
slapped him in the face?
Yes.
And what did he do?
He pushed me off, and then he grabbed the 2 closest things to him, which was, one was a glass vase, and he threw it, and he was dissatisfied because it did not hurt me. So then he threw his arm back with the camera. He grabbed a camera that was probably about a $200, $300 camera, and wound it back as far as he could. And the best thing I remember about that night is how cold his eyes looked, and he just kept it like that, and then smiled and looked straight at me. And the entire thing, as soon as I slapped him, I was just like, I'm sorry, and I got off. And I was like, and then he just threw it, and it hit me in my face, bounced off. It was like 3 feet in the air before it actually hit the ground. And I've got pictures and 911 tapes and police reports.
You have a hospital report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
It's actually, this is the doctor's report. Those are pictures of the violence. The highlighted part shows.
Okay, let's hear about the assault, Mr. Dillon.
Like she said, on January 2nd, I was sick, just got off work, was laying down, going to bed. Her friend Steve-O, she mentioned, sorry, Your Honor. Our friend Steve-O, she mentioned, had showed up with a bottle of alcohol, like she said. I had the flu, and I figured it might make me feel better.
Like chicken soup, right?
Yeah, chicken soup for the soul. And we took about 2 shots, and I'm sorry, Your Honor, just trying to recall this. Took about 2 shots, and out of nowhere, she just waylays me across the face as hard as she can. And steps back, like she said, saying, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm sick, not feeling good, and I just had to retaliate.
She hit her back?
I threw the camera. I did throw the camera, but she has hit me. I have witnesses so many times. She played football. This is a tough little girl right here. She's pretty tough, and she'd hit me so many times, and I just didn't want to put up with it anymore.
Okay, so you hit him in the face.
I slapped him like that. It was very playful. It was very
Listen to me. Don't tell me it was playful. You weren't playing with him. You were angry with him, according to you.
Yes.
According to you, he called you a nasty name.
Yes.
So you slapped him in the face.
Yes.
According to you, he was sitting on his lap, so you were pretty close by.
Yes.
And you didn't slap him on the face as a playful thing because you wanted to hurt him, because you hurt your feelings. I'm going to read you what the doctor said about this assault on your face. It says, hit on right cheek by boyfriend. Patient wants x-rays. Cheek shows no evidence of infection or injury. A minor soft tissue injury, whatever. Nothing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I can't hear a word you're saying, madam, and that usually happens when you don't want me to fully understand. I got news for you. I'm going to fully understand everything that you're saying to me.
And later today,
my mother was never there for us. She was extremely drunk. I witnessed my mother cheat on my father while he was having heart surgery done.
My God, this sounds like something that belongs on a soap opera.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Caitlin Serba says ex-boyfriend Steve Dillon physically assaulted her with a camera. She also claims Steve stole her car.
All right. I don't see much, madam, and neither did the doctor. Okay, now, so you slapped him, he hit you, neither one of you was hurt. That comes in the category of too bad. Now let's hear about the car.
My face was swollen for a month.
What?
My face was swollen for a month.
Shouldn't have hit him. You can't hit somebody. And especially you don't hit somebody if, according to you, they've been drinking. So he has, aside from being bigger than you are, or perhaps stronger than you are, and according to you, you know, has these violent sort of tendencies, he was out of control because he was drinking. You should have thought twice about slapping him across the face. Next car. When did you purchase this car?
What happened was I was looking for a car, and I was going to pay, and we were looking for the trading times through it.
I can't hear a word you're saying, madam. One word is going into another, and that usually happens when whatever you're saying you don't want me to fully understand. I got news for you. I'm going to fully understand everything that you're saying to me.
I hope so.
So the last thing that I heard you say was, I was looking for a car.
Yes, and he surprises me. He gives me a car, and he says it's mine. And I tell him that if we break up, this is going to be a huge dispute, so just let me pay everything for the car. And then I give him cash, and I tell him to go put the car in my name. And he says, well, I had to put it in my name because so the insurance would be cheaper on you since I'm over 25 and I'm a white male.
How much money did you give him?
I gave him, because it was
No. How much money did you give him?
Gave the car, it was $150, and then he wanted the wheels.
Just a second. You gave him $150.
Yeah.
And what year car was this?
1989 Honda Accord LXI.
And how much was the car?
He bought it for $150.
You bought a car that runs for $150?
The transmission was bad, Your Honor. It needed a transmission replaced in it.
I paid for the transmission. Steve put it in.
Is that right?
That's correct.
How much did she pay for the transmission?
$200.
That's $350.
Mm-hmm.
And there were wheels. Paid for wheels on the car, and then
Did she pay for the wheels on the... Shh. Did she pay for the wheels? I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
Did she pay for the wheels on the car?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
How much was that?
I think they were $120.
So why do you say the car is yours, sir?
Because we had purchased a dresser through a furniture store, and I told her since I'm over 18 and I was going to finance it for her that we'd use the car as collateral till she paid for the dresser. And she ended
Put the papers down.
She ended up not paying for the dresser. So I went to get my car back.
Where's the dresser?
At her house, in her custody. I'm not sure.
Just a second. You bought a dresser. Who purchased it?
I purchased it on my account for Caitlin.
I paid $30 down on it. I want it donated to Habitat for Humanity.
Just a second. Well, you shouldn't have donated it, madam.
I didn't. I still have it in
Your
my
Honor.
possession.
Oh, you still have it?
Yeah, it's...
Great. You're going to give it back to him.
That's... okay.
Fine.
She never paid that.
I'm not speaking to you. Great. You're going to donate it back to Mr. Dillon, and he's going to give you your car.
Okay.
Do you understand that's what's going to happen? Because
Yes,
I'm going
Your
to
Honor.
prepare that order.
Okay.
And the order is going to read that 2 days from now, get a big truck and go pick up your dresser.
Okay.
And the sheriff is going to come and pick up the car because it's her car, right? Because you said the reason you didn't give her back a car is because you didn't pay for her dresser.
She had...
I'm speaking. Is that what you just told me?
Yes.
That wasn't a lie, was it? That was the truth.
I'm not lying, Your Honor.
Good.
It's the truth.
You're going to get your dresser back.
But I didn't want the dresser.
That's too bad.
Okay.
You're getting it back. Is that clear, sir?
That's clear.
She, however, is coming to get her car. That was your arrangement. Do you understand?
The arrangement was to pay for the dresser for the car.
No, listen to me, sir. That's not happening.
Okay.
What's happening is you're going to get the dresser and she's going to get her car. Do you understand?
He vandalized the vehicle.
That's too bad. Anything else I have to entertain? Perfect. Very good. You deserve each other. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Different opinions on life. totally different opinions on life.
Totally opposite personalities. We should have never even gotten together, and I'm so glad I'm away from him now.
She's not all there.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Goodman versus Goodman, step forward.
Brenda Goodman is suing her son, 19-year-old Corey Goodman, for the return of a car and for money stolen from a joint bank account.
Mrs. Goodman, this young man is your son.
Correct.
According to the complaint that I read, he was living with you.
Correct.
And when he left, he took a car that belonged to you, and he stole money out of a bank account that was yours. Your son says the car was his, and that, well, the money is a really long story, which is sort of an interesting story, which you're going to tell me about. Mrs. Goodman, I gather from reading your papers that for a period of time, he did not live with you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I assume he lived with his father?
Correct.
During what period of his life?
From 9 years old to 16, and then his father kicked him out when he was 16.
17, Your Honor.
17. Prior to his 9th year, with whom was he living?
His father.
And what about you?
Oh, both of us, yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 2 older sisters.
Were they also living with your father?
Yes, they were.
Mrs. Goodman, when your children went to live with their father, were you placed under a support order?
I was.
Are there arrears on that order?
Yes, there is.
You know how much you owe his father?
$14,000.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I am being kept awake with parties of my mother and her boyfriend having a threesome, and that made me want to move back to Michigan.
Good, move!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brenda Goodman is accusing her son, Corey Goodman, of stealing money from a joint bank account. Corey says he does not approve of his mother's lifestyle.
Okay. You went to live with your mother. When and why?
I believe it would be about August of 2005. I moved down to Florida. She had been talking to me about if I come to Florida, get a job, get my driver's license, my grandmother's car would be mine.
Okay.
Fine.
And you went to Florida, you stayed with your mother. According to your mother, you were doing well at first, and she signed your grandmother's car, which she had inherited, over to you.
Yes.
In what month and year was the car signed over to you?
I have the title right here. It'd be April 11th, 2006.
And when did you leave your mother's home?
I would say probably about 3 months after that.
When did he leave the house?
May 12th.
So the car was turned over on April 11th, 2006, and May 12th you left. Why did you leave?
I left because we had decided that she owed a lot of back child support. I was living with my girlfriend in her house. We wanted to move into an apartment. I had opened up this bank account for her so that she could clear at least a good chunk of the back child support so that she could get a bank account, so that she could do stuff with her life, so that she could have
because right now
something in
she's
her name.
under this cloud of back support.
Yes, you know, I understand what that's like to have something holding you back. So we make the agreement that she's going to do the child support thing and everything, and then out of nowhere it just turns, we need to get a bigger house because you guys are living here. And I try saying, that's cool and everything, but I'm trying to move out. I'm trying to get into my own place. If I'm paying rent, I want to be paying my own rent, my own bills.
Okay, and you were working?
Yes.
Had a job?
Yes. And she told me that she wanted to take the money out for a house, and that was not the agreement.
How much money was in the bank?
$3,422. So I pretty much decided that, you know, she's violating verbal agreement, and this money, I mean, I feel like I deserve it.
Okay, you left, you went to the bank, you took out the $3,400, and you left with the car?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So, I don't want to deal with the car, because the car is his. You can't give a gift with strings. He had a job, you turned the car over to him, the car is in his name. Now let's talk about the money.
Okay.
Mr. Goodman, what makes you think this $3,400 is yours?
Growing up, my mother was never there for us. There were several times where she was extremely drunk, having food fights. I was the only one of us 3 kids that actually witnessed my mother cheat on my father while he was in Arizona, having heart surgery done.
Hey, my God, this sounds like something that belongs on a soap opera. Mr. Goodman, are you telling me that you think that because your mother wasn't a good mother, you're entitled to this $3,400?
I believe that because she wasn't paying child support and racked up a $14,000.
Just a second. You don't have standing to complain about that $14,000, sir. Only your father does. But that's not what you're telling me, Mr. Goodman. What you're telling me was She wasn't a good mother. She has this $3,400. I feel as if I deserve it because she wasn't there for me and did bad things. I mean, I wish I had the law books here to see if you could look through them, because you sound like an intelligent young man.
I try to be.
Well, to look through it and see if you can find that as any sort of a defense for theft.
Well, also in the law books, technically it's not theft.
Well, it is technically theft,
Bank
sir.
account was solely in my name.
It was in your name with a contract with your mother that that money was going to be used to pay off your father in back child support to put her credit in reasonable standing. That's what you told me.
Yes.
And that was your agreement with her.
Yes.
So explain to me what you did with the $3,400 when you took it.
I moved back to Michigan. I was living with my girlfriend at the time. We are no longer together. I bought a bed and helped my living expenses, bought food for myself, got a job, paid for the gas so I could go to work. Whatever I had to do to survive, Your Honor.
Wasn't your money.
Was it my money?
It wasn't your money.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you in a family dispute? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Mr. Goodman, if you felt as if you wanted to move out of your mother's home because you wanted to have a place of your own, good for you. Do it with your own money.
After she said that she wanted to get a house, that's violating our verbal contract. And then shortly after that, I am being kept awake all night long with parties of my mother and her boyfriend having a threesome. And that was, I'm sorry, that was the trigger that made me want to move back to Michigan.
Good.
I had no money saved up.
Listen to me. Move to Michigan. You can do that, sir. What you're saying is one bad behavior balances another bad behavior, which is theft. You stole money that was never intended for you. It was never intended for you, certainly legally, but certainly contractually. Based on your own statement, sir, that money wasn't yours. It should have been turned over, if you took it, to your father, who was the creditor, not you. Your father supported you. He fed you. He bought you clothes. He did whatever we had to do from age 9 to, according to you, 17.
Yes.
So the only one who's owed the money is your father. You had no right to take it. How much did he take out of the bank account?
$3,422.
Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. The car belongs to him. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 26-year-old Rebecca Baca is suing her ex-boyfriend, 28-year-old Micah Strickland, for unpaid rent and for stealing back a car he sold her.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 235 on the calendar in the matter of Baca versus Strickland. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Baca, Mr. Strickland, some time ago, was your boyfriend.
Yes.
There was a falling out. You were no longer together. Recently, he contacted you because he had had a falling out maybe with his other girlfriend and he needed a place to stay. And foolishly, you said, sure, you can stay with me for a while until you get relocated. He did. And you claimed that he agreed to pay you rent, $350 a month. In addition, you claimed that he agreed to sell you a used car that he had. You paid him for the car, and one day you came home and you find the car that you had paid for is gone, along with Mr. Strickland and his month's rent. Mr. Strickland says, A, you must be crazy because he never sold you his car, and B, he never said that he was going to pay you rent. He didn't even have a room. He stayed on the sofa. Mr. Strickland, when did you move into Miss Baca's apartment?
It might have been July, middle of July.
July 14th.
And how did that come about, sir?
I called her and asked her if I could come stay there, and she agreed.
Did she ask you why?
Yes.
What'd you tell her?
That I was having problems where I was staying at that time.
That was with another girl?
Yes.
When you came over, did you come over with any property?
Yes.
What did you come over with?
Everything I owned.
Where did you put it?
In the garage, mostly.
And you have how many automobiles?
At the moment?
Then, in July of 2006.
One.
What kind of car was it?
97 Ford Thunderbird.
What do you have now?
Nothing at the moment.
What happened to the Thunderbird?
I traded it for a Harley-Davidson motorcycle.
When?
Last Sunday.
And what happened to the motorcycle?
It is being put together.
Between July and last Sunday, was the 1997 Ford the only vehicle that you had?
Yes.
Do you work, sir? Why do you have to question that? Do you work, Bird?
Yeah, I work.
Well, you know what I was...
Do you work?
Yes.
You know...
Do you work? Look how fast.
Well, you know why? Because I thought about the question you asked me right before that, if that was the only vehicle I had, because I also acquired another motorcycle before that.
When?
Beginning of August sometime.
Were you driving around that other motorcycle?
No.
Where was it?
In the garage.
Whose garage?
It is in Rebecca's garage.
When you left in August, did you take that motorcycle with you?
No, it was already in the shop being worked on.
Worked on for?
To get it running. It didn't run when I bought it.
Between the second or third week in August, after you had been with Miss Baca for 3 or 4 weeks, was the motorcycle in the shop?
It was in the shop, yes.
And you were planning on using it?
Eventually.
Is not an answer.
Eventually, I don't have a motorcycle license, so eventually, yes, I planned on using it.
Now we'll get to my next question. Are you working?
Yes.
That was quick.
Where do you work?
I work for Cooper Tires.
How close is that to where you're living now with your girlfriend?
25 miles.
How do you get there?
I drive. I drive.
What do you drive?
Right now, I'm borrowing a car from my brother.
What kind of car are you borrowing from your brother?
A Chevy something. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. It's a red car.
And you're borrowing that car until?
Until I can get a motorcycle license.
All right, Miss Baca. Now I have identified this personality. Now I'm going to try to identify your personality.
Okay.
You let him move in on July 14th. First mistake.
Yes.
The prior involvement that you had with him did not end well.
No.
It ended with a protective order.
Yes.
So despite the fact that it didn't end well, you allowed him to move in. And he slept on the... Don't look there.
Slept
Look
in my
here.
bed.
What?
He slept in my bed. All of his stuff was in my room, except for some stuff that was in the garage.
Why did you let him move back in with you?
I loved him. He said he quit drinking. He changed. We weren't like in a committed relationship, and it was supposed to be just friends that he was moving in, and he would sleep on the couch. But then with him being there for a night or two, he ended up sleeping in my bed. Not smart, I know.
Tell me about the car.
He found out that I had money in stocks.
How did he find out that you had money?
Because I was telling him that I was going to be buying CDs at the end of the summer.
CDs?
CDs.
CDs?
Yeah, for water.
Well, CDs would have been smart. CDs are stupid.
Well, that's what he said. They're stupid. You should buy my motorcycle for me. And I was like, no. So he ended up saying that he would sell me his car for the money, which was $2,000, and he would buy the motorcycle that he was talking about previously that he got in August. He got that with my money. And I ended up selling him the car after he begged continuously.
You ended up buying the car, not selling him the car.
Oh, yeah, buying the car. And I didn't want to. I already have a car. I didn't have a purpose for it. But then after looking to see how much the car was actually worth and how much he was willing to sell it to me for, I thought it was a good deal. So I ended up giving him the money for it. And then my witness, Dawn.
Show me that you gave him the money.
The only stuff I have right here is from my UBS Financial, which is the stock company that I withdrew the money.
When did you withdraw the money?
The money was withdrawn and deposited into my bank account on the 27th.
Of what?
Of July. And then I have a bank statement saying that it was deposited and it was taken out the next day.
Taken
out the next day.
How was it taken out? In cash?
In cash.
How much was taken out?
$1,650.
That's a peculiar figure.
Well, because the agreement with the rent was that he would pay $350 a month after staying there for 2 weeks, and then with no problems, he would start paying $350 a month. So at that point, when I gave him the money, it had been about 2 weeks. So the $350 was with the $1,650 to make a total of $2,000.
$2,000. I gotcha. When you lived together previously, were you splitting expenses?
He was paying, I think it was like $200 a month.
When you were living together previously?
Yes.
Was that in the same apartment?
Yes.
Now, what is this witness going to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are you first?
My name is Don Fry.
Fry?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was actually the one going to be purchasing the car off of her because he was buying the motorcycle for $2,000. So she's like, all right, I'll buy it, and then I'll buy it from her. And so that was the agreement.
Why didn't you buy it directly from him?
Because I didn't have the $2,000 to bring up. I was going to do monthly payments.
To her?
To her.
For how much?
$3,200. So it's $160 a month.
Okay.
I mean, this guy's a convicted felon for stealing from his own job. He got fired for stealing money. Why wouldn't he come on here and lie to steal money from me?
I think that's not relevant in the case.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Where did you think you were coming today, Mr. Strickland, to a tea dance?
I just didn't think that I needed very much evidence here
Mr.
in this
Strickland,
case.
are you serious with me?
And later today,
I just told him I wanted the money and everything, and he was intoxicated, so he got all mad and started trying to fight. He's like, I'll fight you over it right now.
What were you going to fight him over, sir?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rebecca Baca claims ex-boyfriend Micah Strickland owes for rent and for stealing her car. Micah says he never agreed to pay rent and the car belongs to him.
Mr. Strickland, you remember the date that you left?
I don't remember the exact date.
Do you remember when he left?
August 19th.
You were there for 1 month. You moved in on the 14th, you left on the 19th. Did you pay any rent?
No.
Why not?
There was no agreement to pay rent.
You had paid rent previously.
No, I had not.
Previously, when you lived together.
I had not paid rent then either.
Well, what are you, a sponge? What are you, a sponge?
No.
Well, you are if you don't pay rent where you live. Everybody pays rent. They pay a mortgage, they pay rent, they pay maintenance, they pay something. You mean except you?
Apparently.
You purchased the other motorcycle on what date in August?
I don't know the exact date.
Do you remember the exact date?
He paid for it on the 28th when I gave him the money.
Do you remember who he purchased it from?
It was a guy named Rick at his work. I went to the bank. I got the money out. I went to his work on his lunch. He got the money out from his bank account, went back. He gave it to the guy, Rick. And then the next day, on Saturday, I borrowed my ex-husband's truck, and we picked the motorcycle up from Rick's house.
I paid $50 for that motorcycle.
I'm sure.
Just a second. You have a receipt?
No, I don't, but it's written on the pink slip that I haven't got around to going down to the DMV with yet.
Well, where is it?
It's at home.
Well, where did you think you were coming today, Mr. Strickland, to a tea dance?
I just didn't think that I needed very much evidence here
Mr.
in this
Strickland,
case.
are you serious with me? That you didn't think you needed any evidence in court?
Well, I just thought it was a pretty cut and dry case, being that it's my car. If I'd actually done something wrong, like I'd be in trouble for stealing. So like, I thought this was a pretty odd case. I'm surprised I'm in court over it.
Well, but Mr. Strickland, you are in court over it, so
Yes.
if you are in court over it, it would seem to me that an intelligent person would bring any evidence that they had to support their position.
Okay.
Not just stand there and say, look at me. What do you think Ms. Baca did with the money that she took out of her bank on the 27th of July?
I don't keep track of her finances. I have no idea what she might have done with it.
And would it be a fair statement that she did accompany you to Rick's house to pick up the motorcycle?
Yes, she did come with me to pick up the motorcycle.
Can I see your bank statement, please?
Yes, I also have an insurance statement saying that I added on the car that I never bought to my insurance policy.
I'd like to see it, please.
She put that on the insurance because she wanted to drive the car and she didn't feel comfortable driving it without insurance.
Why would she want to drive that car when she had her own car?
She drove it a few times.
Oh, you're full of baloney, Mr. Strickland. You're full of baloney. So. Okay, Ms. Baca, this is the only problem that you have. What you are suing him for is the blue book value of the car, or what you had agreed to sell the car to Mr. Fry. That you cannot recoup from Mr. Strickland.
Okay.
But I believe you, and that's my job to make a judgment as far as who I believe and who I don't. I believe you. I believe your story. It makes sense. It is supported by the documents that I have here, especially the insurance, which indicates that the car was added to your insurance policy, and anybody would be absolutely crazy to add a car to their insurance policy and to pay insurance for a car when they already have a car that they want to drive once or twice. I mean, that would be ridiculous. So I believe you, but you are not entitled to the book value of the car. You are entitled to what you paid for it. And I believe that Mr. Strickland did agree to pay you $350 in rent. You took out the $2,000 from your bank. And the reason you took off the $350 was that you were reducing the amount by the amount of rent that he owed you. So I'm entering a judgment on your behalf in the amount of $2,000. That's it. Thank you.
All right, Judge Hughes, you may step out.
He didn't even acknowledge the fact that he did accept the money.
She's just trying to drag me back into court again.
He threatened to kill me the first time that he moved out. Stay away from Micah.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Oric versus Galvin. Step forward, please.
18-year-old Justin Oric is suing his former friend, 19-year-old Drew Galvin, for knocking over his Ninja motorcycle. Drew says the bike was parked in the wrong spot.
Mr. Orrick, you were at a party, and the defendant was also at a party, and it is your claim that he damaged your motorcycle, which you had driven to the party. Mr. Galvin says that the motorcycle was, in fact, damaged, but it was your fault because you parked it in the wrong place. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me what happened, Mr. Orrick.
I got off work about 9 o'clock. I called my friends, and they all said they were over at some girl's house, so I got directions over there. And I pulled up over there.
On your motorcycle?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of motorcycle is it?
It's a 1997 ZX7R Ninja 750.
Sounds very impressive. How much did you pay for it, sir?
About $3,500.
When did you purchase it?
In August of '05.
Okay.
I parked it, and he was sitting on the back of his car, and he was pretty intoxicated, and he let me know that. And
how did he let you know that?
Well, I shook his hand. He's like, "How's it going?" He's like, I could smell it. And he's like, "I'm pretty drunk," And I was just like, all right, yeah, whatever, that's fine. And I walked into the house because that's where pretty much everyone was. And I was sitting in there talking, and everybody heard this crash. I got up and ran over to the door. I noticed my motorcycle laying on the ground. He was over there trying to pick it up. Helmet was rolling around in a big puddle of water, and trying to figure out what was going on. He said he was sitting on it, and it fell over on one side, and that he went to pick it up, and it fell over the kickstand onto the other side, and that's the crash that we heard. And I just told him I wanted the money and everything. He was intoxicated, so he got all mad and started trying to fight. He's like, "I'll fight you over it right now."
What were you going to fight him over, sir?
I never said that, but that's beside the point.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
19 is too young to have any children, sir. You have to find something else to do other than drink and make babies.
Yes, ma'am.
Go to the library. Expand your mind.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Justin Orrick claims former friend Drew Galvin knocked over his Ninja motorcycle. Drew claims the bike was illegally parked.
Why were you so drunk?
Actually, How
old are you?
I'm 19 years old. That's what's so silly about this whole thing.
Just a second.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to be in control of this courtroom, Mr. Galvin, you or me?
You.
Right, so first stand up and take your hands off the table. Very good. You're 19, you can stand on your own 2 feet. That would be perfect. So why would a 19-year-old boy get so drunk? Is there nothing else to do in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing there. There's cows and, people with nothing to do.
So they drink?
The majority of them, yes.
You drink?
On occasions, yes.
Well, but you were drinking on May 6th.
Yeah, I had a little.
Did you go to school? Do you work? What do you do to
yes,
occupy
ma'am.
yourself?
I work.
You work for whom?
Razorback Car Wash in Bryant for right now, but...
I didn't understand a word you said.
Razorback Car Wash in Bryant.
Razorback Car Wash. Okay, for right now.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, whenever I get back, I'm going to be in the heat and air business. I've already got a job.
Great. And you're going to stay in Benton?
Me and my fiance are trying to figure that out now.
You're 19 and you have a fiance?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have any children, do you?
No, ma'am.
None expected?
No, ma'am. We were pregnant but had a miscarriage.
19 is too young to have any children, sir. You have to find something else to do other than drink and make babies.
Yes, ma'am.
Go to the library. Do they have a library in Benton?
Yes, ma'am, there actually is. I've been there quite a few times.
Have you? How
Yes,
many
ma'am.
times?
I'd say whenever I was in school, about almost every other weekend.
You mean when you stopped going to school, you stopped going to the library?
No, ma'am, I started working a lot.
Well, but you still have time. You had time to get drunk, sir. I would suggest you spend your time in the library. You had time to make a baby, right? You have time to go to the library. There are other things that you can do
Yes, ma'am.
other than drinking and procreating at age 19. You can expand your mind, expand your horizons.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Galvin. Now, you don't really want to tell me that it was the bike's fault that it fell down because it was parked in the wrong place, do you?
Well,
you
sort
really
of.
want to tell me that, Mr. Galvin? You look like such a nice young man.
I have...
Misguided, perhaps, but a nice young man.
I have pictures of the spot where my car was and his bike right behind it.
Yeah.
It is a one-person parking spot. But I was on my way around the car whenever I tripped over it.
Mr. Orrick says that when he got to the party, you were sitting outside on your car.
No, actually, I was inside talking to Danielle.
No, you weren't, sir, because you were too drunk to know what in the world you were doing.
Well, I mean, if I was that drunk, how come the cops didn't bribe me? And in the police report, anywhere, it doesn't say.
Why would they do that? You weren't driving.
I told him not to.
Shh. You weren't driving. He didn't want to get you into any trouble. That's not my question. You know how much you were drinking. Well, at least at the beginning you knew how much you were drinking. Did you end up staying at the house?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I did. My belt was stolen.
Just a second. You ended up staying at the house.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you sleep?
In the bed with the girl that I was seeing at the time.
This was in May?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it the same girl that you're affianced to now?
No, ma'am. It's not.
So between May of 2006 and now, we have had a new fiancé and an almost baby. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Listen, you paid $3,500 for the bike, according to you, maybe, more than a year ago.
Yes, ma'am.
You want $4,200 to fix it. That's not going to happen. Do you understand?
Can I explain why he
Yeah,
sold
sure.
it? The guy sold it to me for that because he was scared of it. He said he was either going to get put in jail or killed on it. It has like well more than $3,500 worth of work in it. It's got a crate motor. It's been lowered, you know, custom paint, custom exhaust. It's pretty much a show bike. So it's worth more than $3,500 is what I'm trying to say.
Can I see the estimate to fix it, please?
Yes, ma'am. There's 2 parts estimates and 2 paint estimates in there. There's the damage.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Rorick?
I work for AutoZone, but I'm a full-time college student as well.
Where'd you get the money to buy this?
I worked hard for it. Like I had a dirt bike that I sold for it, and it's hard work.
Oh, it's a beauty.
Thanks.
I mean, I wouldn't get on one of these things. I like to have a whole bunch of steel around me.
Yeah.
There are a lot of crazies on the road.
Yeah, there is.
You know, so I like to be in a Sherman tank when I'm on the road. But I know that a lot of people like these things, including my husband, who lusts after one.
Really?
He'll continue to lust after one. All right. Mr. Galvin, where are you going to be next weekend?
At my house?
No. Where are you going to be next weekend?
The
library.
The library, yes, ma'am.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,200. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Lisa Britton and her daughter, 18-year-old Ashley Toon, are suing Ashley's former friend, 19-year-old Christy Stuck, for rent and for the return of 2 cell phones.
Yeah, this is case number 242 on the calendar in the matter of Britton Toon versus Stuck. Parties have been sworn in. You're welcome. You may be seated.
Are you Miss Britton?
Yes, I am.
And this is your daughter?
Right.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
When did you turn 18?
On May 29th.
What's your first name?
Ashley.
And how old are you?
I am 19.
According to you, Miss Britton, these 2 girls were friends, despite the fact that one is older than the other, both chronologically and, I gather, emotionally as well.
Yes.
At some point, Miss Stuck came to live with you, and you claim that she owes you for rent for the month that she lived with you. You also claim that she owes you for 2 cell phones that she took from your daughter. Miss Stuck says that your daughter gave her the phones, that there was never a rental agreement, you were helping her out for the month that she lived there, and that you committed credit card fraud when you reactivated a cell phone that was in her name, and your daughter was one of those partners, cell phone partners. It's all very cumbersome, and I don't understand why people take out cell phones for other people that they don't know. I don't understand that at all. Miss Stuck perhaps will tell me. Miss Stuck, will you tell me why you went to live with Mrs. Britton?
I was having problems with my boyfriend, and we had a no-contact order at the time, and I was actually living with my parents before I lived with them.
Were you working at the time?
Yes, I was working at Platte River at that time.
At where?
Platte River Restaurant.
What were you doing?
I was hostessing.
How long had you been working there?
Before I moved in with her?
Yes.
I worked there maybe a week.
And while you were living there, were you working there?
I worked there until, I'm not quite sure what day I quit, but I worked for them a while before I moved out of there.
Why did you quit that job?
Because I didn't like it, and I was having problems there.
You have a lot of problems for a young lady.
Yes, I do.
Miss Britton, why did you take Miss Stuck into your home?
Well, I felt sorry for her because she does have a lot of problems. And Ashley had asked me if Christy could come and stay with us. She had nowhere to go. And so I agreed to let her.
Well, did you have a discussion with her before
I
she
did
came?
have a discussion with her. The rules were that
Well, tell me, when she came to live with you, May 25th?
I was thinking it was around May 18th, the week of...
Right before her birthday?
Right before Ashley's birthday, yes.
Right. How long had you been friends with her, Ashley?
I'd say we were probably friends since my sophomore year.
Tell me the conversation, Miss Britton, that you had with Miss Stuck before she came to live with you.
Actually, she was already in the process of moving in when we had this conversation due to Ashley and going to me, you know, with what she had said. I actually didn't, till she was already moved in, have a conversation with her. But after she was already moved in, she agreed to pay rent.
I want to hear the conversation, Miss Britton, and don't make things up as you're going along, madam. Do you understand?
Okay, the conversation was between me and Ashley, not probably between me and Miss Stuck.
Okay, so now tell me the conversation that you had with your daughter.
Okay, Ashley came in and said, can Christy move in? And I said, why isn't she still staying with her parents? And she said, because they don't want her there anymore. She will pay you rent. And I said, is she working? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, as long as she's working, then she can stay here.
Fine. So then she moved in.
Right.
And?
And then a week after she moved in, she quit her job.
So?
And I still let her stay there.
Of course. So you did not have an agreement with her?
No.
So?
Later on, there was a conversation said where I told her to tell my husband to offer him some money for rent and that he probably wouldn't take it, but to, you know,
Miss Britton,
plan on that he would.
Miss Britton, that's not a contract. Contract is, this is your room, costs $200 a month, you have to start paying now, you're working. You don't have a contract with your daughter.
Right.
And you don't have a lease agreement with her, even a verbal lease. So you get no rent.
That's fine.
Now let me hear about the phones, Ashley. Let me hear about the phones that you say she took from you.
Well, the first one was this Nokia phone. It wasn't a very good phone. It was...
Don't speak to her.
Oh, sorry. But I had told her that I would let her borrow them, and then what had happened was I believe both of them that her boyfriend had broken.
Well, according to you, you said I'll let you borrow one, right?
And then that one had gotten broken again.
And you gave her another one. Why?
Because she is a very pressuring kind of person. I mean, like, she pressures you into things very easily. That's how I got into the
And when was the first time you gave her a phone?
That first one, I believe, was probably in March.
Is that when it was, Miss Stuck?
Probably. I don't quite remember when it was given to me.
March.
I did not
And the
borrow
next?
it. That one was at the end of May, because I'm almost for sure about that.
Was the end of May. Now, Miss Stuck, let me explain something to you, madam. She cannot give you that first phone because she cannot make a contract. She was only 17.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
So you have to pay her for that first phone.
I actually have it with me right here.
So you have the phone she gave you?
Yes, it's right here.
Okay, give it back to her.
Okay.
That's good. The second phone was after she turned 18. You want to tell me about that?
That one was my audio box phone. I had just gotten it probably like, it wasn't even a month old. And I had just gotten some graduation money, so I went and bought a new one. So I had lent her that one.
No, I don't believe you. Ashley, I don't believe that, sweetheart. Because what you just told me is you had a phone, but you got a lot of graduation money. So, stupidly, you had a phone already. You went out and bought a different phone. So now you have two phones. Well, you have two phones and you only have one mouth. So I don't believe you when you said to you could just borrow this phone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I believe that for some reason you're angry with each other now, and quite frankly, I don't care why. I have other fish to fry today.
And later today,
When you start working, you should have started paying her back for the rent that she paid when you weren't working.
Yeah, I was just under the impression that...
I don't care about your impression. Your impressions mean zippo, squat to me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Britton and daughter Ashley Toon are suing Ashley's former friend, Christy Stuck, for rent and 2 cell phones. Christy is countersuing for credit card fraud and harassment.
You have no case, Miss Britton. I don't know what this whole case is about, but clearly it's about something that I'm not understanding. I'm not getting it. Miss Stuck, you want to tell me about your counterclaim in 3 minutes or less, please?
Yes, I am countersuing them for credit fraud.
Well, explain it to me.
Lisa had went into my account.
Who's Lisa?
June 30th, Lisa Britton, right there.
Go ahead.
Had went in under my name and reactivated my phone in order to do an ESN number change under my account, my name.
She went into your account?
Yes, she went into the Altal store at CY in Casper.
Show me. Prove it to me.
I have a paper here that is my pay stub, and I have this which shows what time I worked that day. I worked till 3:34 that day. It takes 2.5 hours at least to get to
Just
Casper.
a minute.
And,
just a second. You're telling me that you didn't...
It happened.
You're telling me it didn't happen at a time when you could have done it.
Yes, yes. And
prove to me that the plaintiff did it.
Actually, she had called me that day, and I asked her if Ashley went in under my name and did it, and she said no, Ashley had tried, but she couldn't. So Lisa had went in and did that.
So she acknowledged that she went in and used your name?
Yes. She told me over the phone I had talked to her.
Go ahead.
That is not true. What happened is the phone that Ashley had, the service was under her name, not the phone. She gave it to me, and I went into Alltel and had my phone number put on it. I didn't tell them that I was her. In fact, I even explained the situation.
You had your, okay. Was there any outstanding bill?
Yes. She had June, which was $146.88, and I have that here.
Okay, did she pay any of it?
No.
Did you pay any of it?
Yes, I had to pay it with my debit card. I have my statement, bank statement here that shows that I paid
I'd like to see that.
Okay, and I have the bill also. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right here, and the receipt for the phone's on there also.
Thank you.
So you're welcome.
Now, this bill is dated May 27th.
Yes, and it's due June 16th.
I don't care whether it was due in June, madam. Her birthday is May 25th.
Yes.
All of these calls were made prior to her turning 18. She cannot make a contract, a valid contract, prior to her achieving her 18th birthday.
Yes.
She cannot do that.
Yes.
What I gather from your papers is you had a phone with a buddy plan, and the person you had the buddy plan with backed out. You asked her if she wanted to go on your plan with you. She said sure, but she was 17 at the time.
Yes, she was 17 at the time, but after she had turned 18, I did still ask her for that money.
I don't care whether you still asked her for the money, madam. The debt was accumulated prior to her becoming 18. She cannot create a contract, a binding contract, before she turns 18. Do you get it?
Yes, I get that.
Good. So your claim is dismissed, Miss Britton, because I don't think, A, that there was a rental agreement with the defendant. I think that's a lot of baloney. 2, with regard to the second phone, I believe your daughter, in fact, did give it to her as a gift. And I believe that for some reason you're angry with each other now, and quite frankly, I don't care why. I have other fish to fry today. As far as your counterclaim is concerned for credit card fraud, she cannot make an agreement with you or with a telephone company prior to her achieving her 18th birthday. So you paid the you paid the bill? You paid the bill?
I paid the
Good
bill.
for you. You also got a month's free rent. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
There was a lot of stuff going on between the two of them that, you know, needs to be settled and forgotten about.
She did credit fraud under my name. She got to go in under my name and reactivate a phone. So is anybody going to be able to do that?
I feel the defendant, if she doesn't get her way, is, you know, pretty much a baby.
We fought, and then we got it back along, and we fought, and this time I was just like, I'm over it.
We're not friends, and she's a liar.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rorick versus Blackshear. Step forward.
23-year-old Elizabeth Rorick is suing her former friend, Marcus Blackshear, for unpaid rent and for destroying 3 picture frames.
Miss Rorick, you knew the defendant from high school, is that right?
That's correct.
And he moved away, then moved back to town, and the two of you decided to room together. Is that right?
That's correct.
You were just roommates?
Yes.
Did you move into an apartment together, or did you already have an apartment?
We actually moved in the same day together.
Were you both on the lease?
No.
Just you?
Just
One
me.
bedroom apartment or 2 bedroom?
1 bedroom.
Where was Mr. Blackshear sleeping?
We shared a room.
So you were living together as a couple?
As friends.
As friends?
Yes.
Were you sharing a bed?
We were sharing a bed.
That's an interesting friendship. But the arrangement was that you would split the expenses.
Yes.
And Mr. Blackshear promptly lost his job, or didn't have a job.
He didn't have a job. Neither one of us had a job when we first moved in.
Well, how'd you expect to pay rent?
I had saved up money over the summer because I anticipated moving to Long Beach.
What was the rent?
The rent was $10.15.
How long did Mr. Blackshear live with you?
He moved out July 24th.
And you moved in when?
September 1st was technically our first day.
First 3 months, Mr. Blackshear did not pay rent. That he agrees. Correct, sir?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to a certain degree, I agree with that.
Well, you said that in your complaint, in your answer.
Like, I didn't start actually paying rent until November, and I moved in September.
That's incorrect. Actually, he started working in the middle of November. So
Mr. Blackshear, your answer, sir, says that you didn't pay the first 3 months' rent.
Well, September, October, so it should only been the first 2.
That's incorrect.
For the first few months, I paid no rent. That's what you said. But you say the majority of the items in the home were mine, and I paid a great deal of money to get our apartment livable. I owe her nothing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Elizabeth Rorick claims former friend Marcus Blackshear owes for rent and destroying her property. Marcus is countersuing for half the cost of a TV.
Okay, so you didn't pay her for the first 3 months. So that's $1,500.
It's $1,522.50.
Why didn't you pay her, sir?
Well, at the time when I had moved in, I didn't have a job. I wasn't completely broke at that point in time. You know, upon moving down there, I met a friend. I was able to get some real nice furniture and some things for the house at a cheap price. So I was putting funds towards that, and, you know, towards other things in the house.
Then you say that he broke 3 picture frames when you had an argument. When?
July 24th.
Go ahead.
Came home from work. He had paid me $50 short of the July's rent, and he said that he was going to pay me $50 less because he decided to make the living room his room. I didn't agree to that, but he just gave me that rent. So later on, he said, you know, I do owe you the $50, and I will give that to you. When I came home from work July 24th, he said that he would give it to me like the next week, which was that Monday. I asked him about it, and he struck up an argument, didn't understand why he needed to give it to me if he was sleeping in the other room. I told him that, you know, you agreed to give it to me, and, you know, he ends up giving it to me eventually. And prior to that, he had asked if he could stay another month to continue to save up money, and we had agreed upon it. So when this debate came about the $50, I said, I think it would be best for you just to leave at the end of this month, the end of July, instead of staying an additional month, because I'm tired of, you know, bickering. And when I said that, he became irate, and I took the clothes out of my drawer in my room. He had his clothes in there, and I threw them on the floor. I said, get them out of my room. And he said, oh, you want to throw things? So he picked up, I had 2 glass candles. He threw the candles at the wall, thus breaking the pictures.
But you threw his clothes on the floor first.
I did throw his clothes on the floor, but I threw his clothes on the floor to get them out of the room. I didn't damage anything. They were sweatpants. I threw them on a carpet.
It was more than sweatpants. It was everything in those drawers, socks.
Well, you both lost your temper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I agree. I did lose my temper. I did.
You both lost your temper.
Yeah, I completely agree to that. No, but I mean, I didn't damage anything. I didn't destroy his property.
Hey, when you lose your temper, you lose your temper.
We had an argument. I didn't destroy any property.
You lost your temper. He lost his temper. The property that you're complaining about is not very expensive property. You say that it's worth $100. They're not even worth $100, but that's what happens. Ms. Rorick, listen to me carefully. That's what happens when you lose your temper. You took his clothes. He says you disrespected his property. You took his property, you threw it on the floor. So he picked up something of yours, and he threw it on the floor or the wall, and it broke your things. That's too bad. Yeah. All right, but you won't listen to me. You owe her $1,522 for rent. Now, you have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is for half the money that was invested for a television set.
Yes, ma'am.
When was the television set purchased?
I think it was sometime around beginning of June.
June of
06.
How much was it?
It was $290. I work at the store that I bought it from. It was a floor model, so we got a nice discount on it.
Who paid for it?
We actually went half on the TV.
Is that right?
50-50.
Yes, we did.
And who has the television?
I do.
Okay, so?
The agreement was that when we purchased the TV, he said that when he moves out, he would like to keep the TV, and he would give me half, which is $145.
But
when he left the TV, and he did not come back and give me the $145. He came back a week later and asked me to give him $145 for the TV.
How much? Just a second now. Listen, you know, this is not rocket science here. I went to school many, many years, so I can do really complicated cases. This is not so complicated.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Okay. How many televisions do you have in the house?
2.
Where are they?
One in the living room and one in the bedroom.
And how large is the one in the bedroom?
I believe maybe 27 inches.
How many television sets do you want in the house?
2.
You want the big one that's there?
Yes.
And the little one in the bedroom?
Yes.
Then you have to pay him for the big one that he paid half for.
That's fine.
Great. So I'm going to deduct $145 from the $1,522, which leaves $1,377. That's what he owes you for the rent. Clear, sir? Nobody has to pay for you. You work, she works, you're two young people. When you start working, you should have started paying her back for the rent that she paid when you weren't working.
Yeah, I was just under the impression that...
I don't care about your impression.
All right.
Your impressions
All
mean
right.
zippo, squat to me. What I'm telling you is what is reasonable and what is common sense. What's common sense is that you would have said to her at some point, listen, I don't have the rent. As soon as I start working, I'll pay you for the rent. And you started working, and you did pay her for the rent, but you didn't pay her what you owed her. You're not that good looking. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,377. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy, Sharice Mitchell and her boyfriend Timothy Green II are suing their former employer, Gary Toner, and his friend David Showalter Jr. for the return of a '93 Dodge Intrepid and lost wages. Gary is countersuing for money and a cell phone he claims Timothy stole.
All rise.
Yes, this is case number 458 on the calendar in the matter of Green, Mitchell versus Toner, Showalter. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
All right, here's another one of those convoluted cases where I need a road map just to get through the papers. Let me see if I've managed to, at least in some small measure, dissect it. You and your fiancé worked for this gentleman.
Yes, Your Honor.
Whose name is?
Gary Toner, Your Honor.
He also worked for him.
Yes, Your Honor.
He had a car that he wanted to sell. You agreed to buy the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is your story. You made payments on the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
You repaired the car.
Yes,
He
Your
gave
Honor.
you the title to the car.
Yes.
Gave you the registration to the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then one day, your fiancé, who was using the car to make pizza deliveries, because that's what Mr. Toner does, he's in the pizza business.
Yes, Your Honor.
He got robbed
Yes.
at gunpoint.
Yes, Your Honor.
After making a whole bunch of deliveries, he had about $800 with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Toner didn't believe that Mr. Green got robbed.
Yes, Your Honor.
So they came and took your car.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you want your car back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Showalter, he says, I never sold him my car. He says, Mr. Toner and I let Mr. Green use the car, sort of like a rental, for work and for pleasure and to make our pizza deliveries. And when he got robbed, we took the car back because we figured he wasn't going to be working for us anymore, so they took it back.
Yes, ma'am.
You got this so far?
I'm trying to keep up.
Try to keep up. Try to keep up. And Mr. Toner has a cross-complaint. He says he wants the money back that Mr. Green stole because he didn't get robbed. He stole the money and also a cell phone that was the business cell phone that you allegedly have. That's your counterclaim.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When did you purchase this car, Miss Mitchell?
I purchased the vehicle in September of 2004.
For how much?
The total was $1,670, Your Honor.
How did you pay for it?
Mr. Toner, seeing I was an employee of his, a full-time employee, he deducted $200 from my weekly wages, which was every Tuesday. I have a record here of every week that my money was taken out of my check. Thank you. The top page is the original, then I rewrote it just so you would understand it better.
Well, this says cash payment.
Your Honor, it was off the books. While I was with Mr. Toner for 3 years, I was paid off the books. That's just how things were done.
It's not totally true, Your Honor.
It's not what?
Not totally true, Your Honor.
It's enough true so that the IRS is going to be interested in this case. Everybody perk up. Perk up, perk up. Love this. You know something? If I keep going along like this, Bert, I'm going to balance the budget. How many months did you have the car?
I purchased the car September 2004, and the last time I seen the vehicle was January 1st of 2005, New Year's Eve.
I would like to see when you purchased the car from Mr. Showalter. So I don't know why you were paying Mr. Toner.
May I say something, please?
Yeah.
I never purchased the vehicle from Mr. Showalter. Mr. Toner bought the vehicle at the city public auction and sold it to me because I was an employee.
So Mr. Toner, it was Mr. Toner's car?
Yes, ma'am. He purchased it at the auction.
Let me see the paperwork he gave you in either September or later.
Mr. Toner never gave me the paperwork. I was given a title in September by Mr. Showalter.
Well, let me see it.
They have the title. They did a duplicate of it and stopped the title at the DMV, ma'am.
Well, I want to see what paperwork you have that is evidence of
Oh,
this,
okay. As far
of
as
the
my
sale.
receipts and all, I don't have a bill of sales. Mr. Toner never gave me a bill of sales, Your Honor. The proof I have are all the receipts for the 93 Intrepid. It's stated on all these receipts.
Let me see.
Also, I have the police report, Your Honor.
Just a second, just a second, just a second. So I have parts for the car.
There's also a receipt in there, Your Honor.
And then you had the windows
Yes.
tinted? Brake pads. Well, why would they make all these repairs on a car that they didn't own?
The arrangement that apparently they had with Mr. Showalter was they would maintain the vehicle. He's using it, making a lot of money with it, and he'd maintain the vehicle.
Well, didn't he work for you?
Yes.
You paid him?
Yes.
How much?
Oh, God, depending on how many deliveries he took, maybe $100 a day.
I thought the car didn't belong to Mr. Showalter. I thought the car belonged to you.
No, I purchased the vehicle from an auction, and I then sold it to Mr. Showalter.
Can I see the title to the car, please? You say in your complaint, madam, that
Yes.
Mr. Showalter gave you the title to the car, signed it, and sent it to the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Tim signed it, and yes, we did send it to DMV.
Why didn't you get a copy of that? Where is it?
It never came back in the mail, Your Honor. And I do have Mr. Showalter on tape stating that they pulled a flim-flam on us, that they...
Oh, well, I'd love to hear that he pulled a flim-flam.
May I play it?
Sure.
Legit. Okay? Gary went behind my back and ordered a new title. All right, he told me that you did. You did all of that. He ordered the new title, had it sent in. Okay? Told me he was going to take the car on you. I said, I don't want no part of it because me and you were down.
Oh, no, but he the one said that you the one planned everything. Had the car moved, took it off the lot.
Why would I take the car from you? I didn't care. If you got robbed or anything from the pizzeria, why would I care? Why would I take us going to get another title? He said he ordered a title. He was going to take your car. I said, Gary, you can't. Everything's in my name. He goes, I got ways to do everything.
Yeah, and I know because the car was paid in full, you know what I'm saying?
Just a second. Explain yourself.
I told her whatever she wanted to hear. I'm tired of conflicts.
Listen. No. You hear the groans out there? They're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to do that.
I told her whatever she wanted to hear. Every time she calls me, I go into her place of business, she threatens me, just to get her off my back. So I told her what she wanted to hear.
Listen to me. Not only is he going to get into trouble with the IRS for paying people off the books, but you're going to get into trouble for lying to me.
I'm not lying, Your Honor.
Sure you are.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What does that mean if you still have any money outstanding?
Paying for the car. He was behind insurance at that point by 1 month.
You know that you thought of that very, very fast, sir, but you
No,
already
sir.
put
No,
but you
no,
already
Your Honor, that's
but you
the truth.
already put your foot in your mouth.
And later today,
her boyfriend had called and threatened my life and threatened my family's life.
This boyfriend?
I don't know who it is. I've never seen him.
This is probably the boyfriend. You the boyfriend?
Yes, a friend.
Just a friend.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sharice Mitchell and her boyfriend Timothy Green II claim their former employer, Gary Toner, and his friend David Showalter Jr. hope for the return of a '93 Dodge Intrepid. Gary says he fired Timothy because he faked a robbery.
You had a conversation with him, and you pretty much apologized to him because your boss did the wrong thing.
No, we did order. I did order another title because I was afraid I'd get screwed over. I was never getting my money on time for anything. I was tired of...
What does that mean, you weren't getting your money on time? What does that mean, Mr. Showalter?
We had an arrangement. I was supposed to have the money on the 1st. I was never
Just a second. You weren't getting your money on time for what?
The payments for the insurance and the car payment for renting it.
Not renting it. That's not what you said.
That's
not what you said. You said, I was afraid I was going to not get my money on time. I was afraid I was going to get screwed.
Can I explain how this unfolded?
Do I need to hear it?
Yes.
No, I don't need to hear it. I think that what you did was you think that he planned a robbery concocted a story about a robbery to steal the money that he collected for pizza deliveries on December 31st.
That's right.
And you knew you weren't going to get your money back. You knew you weren't going to get your money from him because you really had no way of proving that he staged this robbery.
He agreed to pay it back.
Before or after you took his car?
After the car was removed.
And that's how it unfolded. So you took his car, and it was his car. Now we're going to get to your counterclaim. Tell me about... He says he was robbed at gunpoint after he made a day's worth of deliveries. You say you don't believe that the way things unfolded, you think he did it. Now, the only thing I'm interested in is you say he promised to pay you back. Tell me about that.
He had agreed to pay back the...
Tell me where it happened, when it happened, and what the discussion was.
It happened on the 31st, December, New Year's Eve. And I received a call at my house, probably midnight or so, saying that the store manager called me and said that he was robbed. And I said to the store manager, well, I had checked with you through the evening, and you had said he'd made drops periodically. And how is it he was robbed for the figure he then told me, $880? That's impossible. And I said, okay, I'm coming in. I'm on the way in. En route, I then called Mr. Showalter and said, I think T's pulling something here.
Go grab the car.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what your situation is with the
absolutely.
vehicle.
You can't do that. It's his car.
No, it's Mr. Showalter's car, Your Honor.
No.
Okay.
No.
So on the way
That's
in-
what we're here to determine, sir.
Okay.
And I'm telling you right now, after I heard that tape, I have determined it's her car.
Okay. So then on the way in...
You took it as hostage.
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
Sure. Well, but what prompted you to take the car at that point, sir?
Oh, I didn't take the car. I simply mentioned to Dave, if you still have money outstanding, you might want to consider taking back your vehicle. Because Steve's
What
probably
does
going to
that
lose his
mean?
job.
Just a second. What does that mean if you still have any money outstanding?
Paying for the car. He was behind insurance at that point by 1 month.
You know that you thought of that very, very fast, sir. But you've
No,
already
sir.
put,
No,
but
no,
you
no,
already,
Your Honor, that's
but
the
you
truth.
already put your foot in your mouth. If they're behind at all in the car, you better go get it. Go ahead.
So I came in. I picked up T, who was at the restaurant. We then drove to the location.
Would you please just tell me when he told you he would pay you back?
It was right then, that night.
Well, tell me about the discussion about I'm going to do...
Drove to the location, realized it was nowhere near his delivery route. It was the last run of the evening. The last delivery of the last run didn't add up. He's in a very bad part of town. I said, what are you doing way over here? He said, well, I'm going to get gas. I said, well, there's stations en route to here. He said, well, they were busy. I said, well, what happened? Why'd you get out of the car with all this money in your pocket? He said, people threw eggs at my car and I went out to fight them.
Yeah, and?
Yeah. So I told him, it doesn't make sense. We got back to the pizzeria. At that point, David Showalter had removed his car. And T said, where's the car? And I said, the car is removed. And you're fired because I don't believe you.
Okay.
So then a conversation unfolded in the back room where he said, I'm sorry, you know, I'll pay you back. I said, why don't you just tell me the truth? Just tell me you staged it. Tell me you pocketed the money. Because I've had problems with T.
Just a second. So what did he say?
He'd pay back the money.
Is that what you told him?
No.
What did you tell him?
He said I wasn't going to get the car back unless I pay back the money. I ended up working 2 days for free.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Did you say to him at that point in the back room, all right, I'll pay you back the money?
Yes, because he told me I couldn't get the car back unless I paid back the money.
It's not true, Your Honor.
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Don't believe you? Don't believe you. Okay. Where's the car now?
Do not know, Your Honor. It was robbed. Have the police report?
Let me see it, please. Did they ever recover it?
Not yet, Your Honor.
I don't like a bunch of fibbers. I think there's a little bit of truth to what you say. I think that they probably didn't fully pay you for the car at the time that the car was taken. I don't know whether you were robbed or not, but I certainly...
Excuse me, I do have a police report for the robbery, Your Honor.
It's okay. Did they find anybody?
No, Your Honor.
It just is his statement that he was robbed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
It also made the newspaper. It's crime-infested there, where the pizzeria is. So.
And it's also more
Listen,
on the tape.
Mr. Toner is skeptical about people telling him the truth. He's skeptical about people being shortcut artists, right?
Absolutely. There's a bit of history as well with T.
Well, are you a shortcut artist, Mr. Toner?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sharice Mitchell and her boyfriend Timothy Green II claim their former employer, Gary Toner, and his friend David Showalter Jr. hope for the return of a '93 Dodge Intrepid. Gary says he fired Timothy because he faked a robbery.
All I want to know about is the cell phone. Where is the cell phone?
I have the receipt here. It's, I believe it to be still in Timothy's possession.
No, I don't have it. I gave it back.
To whom?
To who'd you give it to?
Back to
Don't
the
speak
pizzeria.
to him. Who'd you give it to?
Back to the store manager.
Who was that?
That would be Ricky.
When did you give it back to Ricky?
2 weeks. 2 weeks later, after my phone had got turned back on, because I was keeping in contact with him about the car.
About what? Getting the car back?
I was gonna get the car back. Now the car ended up getting stolen. I even got more on the tape.
Got it. Okay, counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Some people say I was robbed. I could say, go down the street, throw money out of my pocket, say I got robbed.
Pizzeria has been robbed 4 times within the last month.
Drivers have $20 in their pocket in singles. If they're robbed, you throw the money and you go the other way.
I never heard of nothing like that.
Customers had called and said that he came to the door smelling like marijuana.
Me and the manager, the other manager was jolly smoking, you know what I mean?
I'm just grateful that the judge seen that I was telling this truth and seen right through Mr. Toner, Mr. Showalter.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lay versus Costa. Step forward.
20-year-old sales rep Jason Lay is suing his former co-worker, homemaker Sandra Costa, for stopping payment on a car he sold her. Sandra says the vehicle broke down the day after she bought it.
How old are you, Miss Costa?
31.
Married or single?
Single.
You have children?
Yes.
How many?
4.
How do you support them?
I've been getting jobs. I just had my last baby not too long ago, in last April, and I was just starting to get back on the roll of getting back to work.
Does the father of these children live with you?
No, he doesn't. Actually, he just passed away in November.
Did any of the children get death benefits?
They will be.
You've had cars before?
Yes.
You bought used cars before?
Yes.
Okay. This is what this case is about. Mr. Lay sold you a used car for $500.
Right.
And it broke down either on the way home or the next day.
Right.
Was it on the way home or the next day?
It was the very next day.
But you drove the car from his house to your house?
Yes.
How many miles was that?
Give or take about 50 or 60 miles.
Broke down. And then you stopped payment on the check?
After 4 days after he had said he would be there.
And you want your money?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had you had the car?
About a month and a half before I sold it to her.
Who did you buy it from?
I bought it from a friend of mine.
For how much?
$350.
Did you do anything to the car?
Yes, when I got it, it wasn't running, so I put some spark plugs, wires, that kind of thing, just made it to where it was running pretty good. And I'd actually planned on keeping it. When she was working with me, she told me that she needed a car pretty bad, so I decided to sell it to her.
Okay. Ms. Costa, you can't stop payment on the check.
Your Honor, he never gave me a bill of sale, a receipt, or a title for the vehicle.
So what? Listen, you can't make up excuses, Ms. Costa. Buying a used car from someone privately is always a risk. Always. Buying a car from somebody for $500 is a very big risk. And in this country, we have the words, they're in Latin. I'll tell you what they are. It's called caveat emptor, and it means let the buyer beware. When you buy a used car from somebody for $500, you don't expect it to keep running. If it does, you've really prayed good. You owe them $500. All the rest of the stuff that you want, you can't get. Your aggravation, your lost wages,
Well, Your Honor, it was
punitive
more...
damages, harassment.
It was more the harassment charge because of the tape that I have right here. Her boyfriend had called after this incident had happened and had threatened my life, had threatened my family's life.
This boyfriend?
I don't know who it is. I've never seen him. I've only heard him on my voicemail. He had called up me a voicemail threatening me and my family's life, and I was very threatened of it.
But not her.
Well,
She didn't call.
it was her and her boyfriend that was there.
No,
He even says on the
Listen
tape.
to me. Listen to me. This is probably the boyfriend. You the boyfriend?
Just a friend.
Just a friend. Are you the friend that went and picked her up and got the car?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're the friend?
Yes.
You mean she has a boyfriend other than you?
She don't have a boyfriend.
Then it must be you.
No, she has a friend.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
A 23-year-old warehouse worker, Monique Goodwin, is suing her former landlord, apartment manager Linda Kyle, for medical bills, a security deposit, and pain and suffering. Monique says, due to Linda's negligence, she almost died.
Yeah, this is case number 489 on the calendar in the matter of Goodwin versus Kyle. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Goodwin, Miss Kyle was the resident manager in the apartment complex where you used to live.
Correct.
And you're suing her for thousands of dollars because you say she ignored a medical condition that you had, placing your life at risk, both yours and your daughter's.
Correct.
And you want your pain and suffering that she caused you, some medical bills. In addition, you want a security deposit of $1,000 that she hadn't returned to you.
Correct.
And Miss Kyle says she owes you absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, you lived there the last month without paying rent, and that's what your security deposit went for. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now let's get to the medical condition first, because I find that quite interesting. I gather there is a gate.
Correct.
In your former complex where you lived, and that when you moved in, you were told that in order to get in and out of the gate, you needed a clicker, like a remote, and it was $25.
Yeah, but at the time, I did not own a...
Don't get ahead of me, please. Okay. I'll let you fill in the blanks. Okay. I'm sort of setting this out so that Bird doesn't get bored.
Okay.
So you opted not to get a clicker because you didn't have a car.
No, I had a remote control, but it wasn't one that I purchased from her. At the time, I did not own a car, so there was no reason for me to have a remote control to the gate. But the only reason why I got it...
Listen to me. You didn't buy a remote control from her for $25.
Correct.
When did you move in?
I moved in April.
April of what
2004.
All right. And you lived there with your daughter?
My daughter and my son.
Then, in October of 2004, your daughter had a seizure.
Correct.
And paramedics came, and fire department, and everybody else, and they can get in to the complex, but because you didn't have a clicker, they couldn't get out. At least the ambulance couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Correct.
So you were angry because your daughter was stuck in the ambulance or whatever, and you went to her the next day, I assume, and said what? And said what?
I was very upset. I approached Miss Linda Kyle and informed her that around 4 o'clock that morning, the paramedics came and picked up my daughter because she had a seizure. And the fire truck came and opened up the gate. After the fire truck left, then the paramedics were there. When the paramedics got ready to leave out of the gate, there was no way for them to, when they went around the apartments is only
Miss
one.
Goodwin, we're not creating a novel here. This is a novella, small. The ambulance couldn't get out.
No, they couldn't.
So you went and complained the next day?
Yes, I did.
And what did Miss Kyle say to you?
She did nothing.
Your daughter suffers from seizures?
That was the first seizure that I've ever had my daughter have.
Well, after you had that first experience, you know what I would have done?
No.
I would have bought a clicker.
Okay.
You chose not to do that. And then a month later, you had an asthma attack.
Correct.
And you still didn't have a clicker.
Exactly, but that has nothing to do with the paramedics. The paramedics should be able to get out of that gate at all times. The only one that has a code is the fire truck. Once the fire truck leaves, there's nothing that the paramedics can do. The night that I had that asthma attack, there was no way for them. They saved my life. I was hospitalized for 3 days because of that. And the first time, she did nothing.
What I don't understand is why you didn't buy a clicker.
Why I didn't? Because I didn't have a car. There was no need for me. After someone stole it inside the apartment.
Listen to me. There was a need because a month before, your daughter had a serious incident, according to you. And had you had a clicker at that point, you would have gone out in the ambulance with your daughter, gone like this, and the gate would have gone up.
Well, at the time, when a 2-year-old is sitting there having a seizure, that remote control does not mean anything to me. That is my 2-year-old daughter. That's the only daughter that I have. That remote control.
I want to tell you something. You're not making sense to me. You're not making sense to me.
The remote control, okay, the remote control is a big thing to me, okay? It is. But when it comes to the fire truck and the paramedics, that has nothing to do with me having a remote control to the gate. That has nothing to do with it at all, period. I could have lost my life in that paramedics. That's why I'm so upset.
Listen to me, madam. What I don't understand is your daughter had a seizure in October. The paramedics had a problem getting out of your gate. Now you know that your daughter is subject to seizures. I would have said to myself, I have a 2-year-old child. I'm not going to be put in a situation where this can ever happen to me again. Here's $25, give me a clicker. I'm going to keep it in my house in case I ever have that kind of problem again. That's the way you protect your child. Why would you blame that on somebody else?
Well, it's a lot when it comes to Miss Linda.
Now, we're not talking about Miss Linda. I'm talking about you being a responsible parent.
Yes.
You now have
I'm
a
very
child that
responsible
you
when it
know
comes
is
to my
subject to seizures, who may in the future have that kind of an emergency. And just as you would go and get the medicine for your child that the doctor gave you, you would want to ensure that if an ambulance had to be called again, you would be able to get the ambulance in and out. I mean, if you disapprove of the way this apartment complex is run, you have a choice. You can move.
Correct.
That's your choice. But to stay there after your 2-year-old has had a seizure without the ability to get her out in case of an emergency is very, very irresponsible.
Well, I thought she was going to fix the problem after I approached her with it.
What made you think that?
Because she's the manager of the apartments, and
No,
you
what
would
did
think
she say to you that led you to believe that she was going to fix it?
She told me they had a code to the gate. They don't have a code to that gate because we sat out there for 30 minutes. When I had my asthma attack, they went knocking on people's doors at 4 o'clock in the morning to get me out.
Just a second. Let me ask you a question. They were knocking on people's doors, the paramedics?
Correct.
What did they want when they were knocking on people's doors?
They wanted to get out of the gate.
They wanted a
remote control to get out of the gate.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you living someplace now that you like?
Yes, me and my kids are very happy.
Does it have a gate?
Yes, it does. And as a matter of fact, the people can get in and out of the gate.
Perfect. Then you're in a place where you're happy.
And later today,
the numbers came up. I won. I was amazed.
I seen it on the ground, and I picked it up, and I did cash it.
Once you found out that it was his lottery ticket, you shouldn't have kept the money.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Monique Goodwin says she nearly died from an asthma attack because paramedics couldn't open the security gate to her apartment. Manager Linda Kyle says Monique never purchased a remote control.
Now, after your incident in November, at some point you were served with an eviction notice. Do you want to tell me why you served her with an eviction notice?
The eviction notice that Ms. Goodwin was served with had nothing to do with the gate. It was due to a nuisance matter where her and her sister was fighting all outside.
You have a complaint?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please? Who witnessed this?
Actually, it was 3 or 4 apartments in the complex that called and reported that there was a big scene.
Did you have surround sound in your apartment?
No, I do not own surround sound.
Your Honor, she told me she owned surround sound.
When did she tell you that?
When I asked her to turn her music down.
What did she say?
She said that she didn't feel that she should have to get rid of her surround sound, that she had a right, as long as she paid her rent and her apartment, to play her music whenever she felt like it.
Which is a lie.
Okay, so you were served with this 3-day notice to quit on December the 1st.
No, I wasn't.
When were you served?
I was given this notice to quit on December the 3rd. I tried to give her my rent on the 1st of December. She looked at me with a big smile on her face while me and my mom was in her office and told me that she was not going to accept my rent.
Okay. So she said, I'm not going to accept your rent on December 1st. You were given a notice to vacate the apartment. When did you, in fact, leave the apartment?
We went to court on January the 5th. I didn't leave until January the 22nd.
What was your rent?
My rent was $625.
Did you pay rent for December?
I tried. I have.
Don't tell me you tried.
No, I.
Did you pay rent for December? Did you live there in December?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay rent in January?
No, I did not, because she.
Did you live there in January?
Yes, I did. I tried to give her my rent. She did not want it.
No, she wanted you out. The only issue is whether, when you moved out, you owed any money. You lived there for 2 months. You didn't pay rent for 2 months. I'm not here to determine whether or not the underlying case of the eviction was right or wrong. That's been resolved by the housing court. I'm here because you want your security deposit back. And what I'm saying to you is you expected to live there for December and January and not have, I'm speaking, and not pay rent?
I'm gonna get mad.
Are you living someplace now that you like?
Yes, me and my kids are very happy.
Good, that's what I think should happen. I think that you and your children should find a place to live where you're very happy. Does it have a gate?
Yes, it does. And as a matter of fact, the people can get in and out of the gate.
Perfect. Then you're in a place where you're happy.
But the problem...
Listen to me. You're in a place where you're happy. All right. Now, you were given an opportunity to get a remote control for the gate. You chose not to get one. Even after your daughter had a seizure, you chose not to get one.
What does that have to do with the paramedics? I don't understand that.
Miss Goodwin, listen, there are no free rides.
Yeah, but this is the receipt that I tried to give her my rent money.
But
she would not take it from me.
You just paid it with your security deposit, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Me and my daughter could have lost our lives while we were in that paramedics.
Well, I think Judge Judy got a chance to see through Miss Monique.
This lady is a very good liar, and she lies all the time.
She's young. This is her first apartment.
She's just and I hate her, and I'm going to keep hating her.
She's a little hard-headed. You can't make her understand.
She's just like, ugh.
Pray for patience.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hackett versus Duval. Step forward, please.
Tree surgeon James Hackett is suing medical assistant Patricia Duval for cashing his winning lottery ticket after he lost it.
Mr. Hackett, it is your claim that the defendant cashed your winning lottery ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
Defendant says she found it. It's hers.
That's correct.
When did you purchase this lottery ticket, sir?
I purchased it on a Saturday. It was October the 2nd of last year. And on that day, I went down to the lottery agency and found they weren't open. So I put it in my wallet and decided...
Just a second. When was the drawing?
It was drawn that day.
The same day?
Yes.
Where did you watch the numbers?
It was on a TV screen in the store. The numbers came up. It was the first game. I won. I was amazed.
Had you played those numbers before, or was it a random?
Three of the numbers are birthdays. My mother's, and one of my other deceased brother's birthday. The other three are random numbers that come up a lot. So I played them together and happened to win.
Okay. Where did you purchase the ticket?
Chelmsford, Massachusetts.
Where?
It was a convenience store in Massachusetts.
When you found out that you won on these numbers, what did you do with your winning ticket?
I brought it up to the counter, and the store manager, what he does is a general practice. In that store, they photocopy it and hang it up on a little display thing to tout the winning numbers.
So he photocopied your lottery ticket?
He did, fortunately.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Hackett is suing Patricia Duval for cashing his winning lottery ticket. Patricia says she found the ticket, so it should be hers.
What happened to the ticket, Mr. Hackett?
Well, the following Monday, I went back to work. I'm a professional tree climber.
A tree climber, what is that?
I climb trees and reduce them, take them down. I do difficult takedowns.
Okay.
And I did all the hard work in the morning, and there was one easy one. And 21 years of climbing, this one little stupid tree I'm climbing, a branch broke. I fell out of the tree 12 feet. I hit the ground, I break 8 ribs, my wrist, I puncture a lung, and the ambulance comes to get me, and I can hear a chopper coming. I can't breathe, and I have the guys flip me over on my back and take my gear off, my saddle, my hooks, my chainsaw, all the stuff, my helmet, was all my safety gear.
Is that when you claim that you lost your lottery ticket?
They cut my pants off, my wallet.
Is that what you claim?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Where exactly was this? Where did this happen?
In Berlin, Massachusetts.
Is that where you live, in Berlin?
No, ma'am.
Where do you live?
Douglas, Mass.
Were you in Berlin?
Not Berlin, no.
Where did you find the lottery ticket?
Northborough, Mass, at a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot.
How far is that from Berlin?
I couldn't tell you.
No.
It's a town or two away, ma'am.
So it's one town away?
Yeah, I believe so.
Good. Now we come to you.
Okay.
You found the lottery ticket in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot,
Yes,
one
I did.
town away from where he lost his lottery ticket, right?
Yes.
And what did you do with it?
Well, my husband and I came out of the Dunkin' Donuts and we were going to our car, and I seen it on the ground, and I picked it up and looked at it. It also had like a confirmation with the ticket saying that apparently it was a winner. So it was late, about 6:37 at night.
What date?
October 7th.
Okay.
And so I picked it up, and the next day I went to the lottery agent, And sure enough, it was a winner, and it wasn't signed, so I signed it, and I did cash it.
Cash it. Okay. And how much money did you get?
$1,600.
Ma'am, I have a problem with that.
Now, Mr. Hackett, after you realized that your lottery ticket was missing, you contact the lottery office?
Yes, I boogied down there as soon as I got out of the hospital.
And at that point, you went down there with the numbers that you had.
Yes.
Did you go back to the store that had posted the winning lottery?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me see it, please.
Ma'am, she's saying she's found...
Oh, it's a Keno.
It's a keynote.
Keno.
Yeah. I'm not in the habit of playing it, but if I have a fistful of dollars, I'll play it once in a while.
Okay. So you went down to them, got this.
Yes, ma'am.
Got this.
Unfortunately, they had photocopied that.
Right.
3 of those numbers are birthdays that mean something to me.
Don't say
Sorry,
anything,
ma'am.
Mr. You never can tell. So far, you're doing okay.
But, ma'am, I don't know this gentleman at all.
don't
Never
know you
seen
either.
him before in
Mr.
my
Hackett,
life.
did I give you an opportunity to speak? Was she quiet when you were speaking?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't interrupt her.
I've never seen him before in my life.
You don't have to see him.
And there was no signature on it. And like any normal person, if you find something that's worth something and there's no signature, no ownership, then you're going to keep it, you know?
I am satisfied that Mr. Hackett lost his lottery ticket.
Well, yes.
And based upon this, I am satisfied that the winning lottery ticket that you found belonged to Mr. Hackett.
Ma'am, I hit it.
I'm speaking!
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's say, Miss Duval, that you're walking along the street and you find a 4-carat emerald-cut diamond. Doesn't have a name, doesn't have an address, doesn't have anything. And you take it home. And you say, gee, this looks great. I'm going to size it and wear it on my finger. And you do. Then you're having your nails done a week later. And the woman at the next counter is sitting there and she says, it's a nice ring. And you say, yeah, I found it. She said, well, I lost my ring last week. Do you mind if we take it in to the jeweler? Because I have my GIA that you get when you buy a diamond, and it maps all the little dots in a diamond so it can identify, you know, one diamond from another. You go with her to the gemologist, and he said, that diamond belongs to that report.
Yes, and I would agree. Yes, I would agree.
That's her diamond.
Yes.
Even though you found it.
Just a second. Yes.
Even though you found it.
Yep.
He lost his lottery ticket. His problem is not with you finding it and cashing it. His problem is once you found out that it was his lottery ticket, you shouldn't have kept the money.
I just found out when I got notified.
Oh, there we go. So we have no problem. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. Thank you.
Your Honor. Parties are excused. Let's step out.
Registered nurse Kim Gransbury Conte is suing the mother of her son's girlfriend, homemaker Melody Marine, for the return of a pit bull named Samson. Melody is countersuing for the dog's expenses.
Yeah, this is case number 234 on the calendar in the matter of Gransbury Conte versus Marine. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Pronounce your last name for me.
Gransbury Conte.
Miss Conte, you have a son.
That is correct.
Whose name is Zane. He is currently incarcerated.
He's in a rehab.
Did he go into rehab after his term in prison?
Yes.
This lady has a daughter. Her daughter has a child with your son.
Yes.
Her daughter is currently in rehab.
No, she's home, ma'am.
How long was she in rehab?
35 days.
Probably not enough.
Probably not.
But this is not about the child. This is not about anything. This is about a dog. Because it is your claim that Miss Marine
yes.
had your son's dog, a year-old pit bull, and she took possession of the dog when your son went to prison. There was an agreement that she would do that, but after 9 or 10 months, she gave the dog away. Miss Marine says nobody wanted this dog. The dog was an untrained animal when she got him. And she's counterclaiming because she said, if you've got your son's power of attorney, you ought to pay her for the year's worth of food and vet bills. And in addition to the fact that she fed this dog and took care of him for a year. He also was dangerous and caused injury to her pet duck. And there was substantial vet bills. So that's what the case is about. Don't you have better things to think about than this?
Yes.
You've got a son who's got a drug problem. You've got a daughter who's got a drug problem. You share a grandchild.
Yes.
And how old is this grandchild?
She's 22 months, ma'am.
I'm going to get to your case in a second, but it would seem to me that you two ladies, if you were intelligent young ladies, would concentrate on this 22-month-old child who had the misfortune of having two drug addicts as parents.
Absolutely.
Ah! We reach an accord. Perfect. All right, so let's take care of the dog first, and then we're going to talk about the baby.
Okay.
When your son went to jail, why didn't you take the dog?
I went to Spokane to pick the dog up. At that time, I was with Carrie. I stayed at Carrie's house, and we had an agreement because I was going to take the dog to take it back, and she had asked me if I would leave the dog with her because she felt that it made it like my son was still there.
You mean her daughter?
Yeah, her daughter.
Go ahead. So her daughter said, leave me the dog because I will feel close to my man.
Yeah, exactly. And I had offered, you know, I said, if anything comes up with the dog, if you can't handle it, anything that you need to give me a call, you know, I had no problem, you know, making payments for dog food or whatever. Yeah, we did talk about that.
That's with her daughter?
Yeah, with her daughter. Melody wasn't even in the picture.
Okay. But there came a time when Melanie came into the picture.
Carrie had gotten sick. She had some other medical problems.
Her daughter?
Yes. Melody, from what I understand, stepped in to help Carrie with the dog.
And when was that?
I'm not sure exactly when, because Carrie and I were not talking after November because of Melody.
Why?
When I went down there for my son's trial, I had stayed with Carrie, and Melody has nothing but horrible things to say about my son to my face on a regular basis. Even when she put on my wedding, that's all I heard about.
Oh, okay. So the mother was angry at your son?
Exactly. And she had interceded a letter from my son to Carrie, and she said that if Carrie's plan was to be a jailhouse bride, she wasn't going to have no part of it. She was going to give her an ultimatum that she wasn't going to take care of her child and the dog and everything if this is what her daughter's choice was going to be. I went and I, you know, told Carrie what she had said. Carrie confronted her mom, and Melody twisted it and said that wasn't what she said, and then, you know, Carrie wasn't talking to me.
If you had a daughter, would you want her to marry somebody who was in jail?
No.
Of course not.
No.
Because you would think that that was a bad choice.
Exactly.
So how many months did the dog stay with Miss Marine before you asked for the dog back?
April is when I found out she gave the dog away. So
Now,
it
what
was
I'm
like
asking
7 months.
Now, what I'm asking you, so you knew that Miss Marine had the dog for 7 months.
Not her, Carrie.
How many months did you know that she had the dog, not
None.
Carrie? None. At all?
None.
Okay. And she actually had the dog for how many months?
Between 8 and 9 months.
After your daughter couldn't take care of the dog anymore?
My daughter never took care of the dog.
So that means that for 8 or 9 months you weren't checking on this dog regularly?
Oh, yes, I did.
Well, who did you check with the dog?
There's a mutual party that was taking care of my wiener dog.
You mean a dachshund?
Yeah.
Why wasn't the dachshund with you?
My husband and I had just gotten married, and we lived in an apartment.
So you couldn't take care of these dogs anyway?
We were in the process of purchasing a house.
So there was a period of time when you could not take care of not only this dog, but you couldn't take care of your little dog because you were in an apartment. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So get over it. This wasn't a dog that you were attached to. This wasn't a dog that you were responsible for at any time physically. You're just suing her about this dog because you're angry at her.
No, she has no right to take my son's dog. This is about my son.
Stop worrying about your son. Let your son worry about getting his life together.
Well, he is doing that.
Well, that's good. He's in rehab, and he should worry about taking care of himself, not a 90-pound untrained pit bull.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's cleaning up after not only her daughter, but her daughter and your son. And instead of suing her...
She has a restraining order against us.
Well, there must be a reason for that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kim Gransberry Conte says the mother of her son's girlfriend, Melody Marine, owes for the return of a pit bull named Samson. Melody claims Kim is angry because she is seeking custody of their granddaughter.
Madam, devote your energies to rehabilitating your son and perhaps engaging your granddaughter in some sort of a relationship before you ruin the relationship that you have totally with this lady who, it appears to me, at least based upon what I read, has filed a petition for custody of the child. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Temporary.
Well, somebody's got to take temporary custody of her.
I have a letter here that clearly shows what Melanie's intent is towards my son and towards me, you know.
So, now let's get to the expenses of the dog that you're talking about on your counterclaim, then I'm going to read the letter. You have a counterclaim because you want the cost of the food, etc., for the dog, is that right?
That would be nice.
Well, it would be nice, but she's not responsible for that. You chose to keep the dog. As far as I'm concerned, you could have given the dog away the day it came into your possession. What happened with your duck?
In the morning when I go out to open up the chicken coop and feed them and let them out for the day, Samson's just charged in before I did and kind of head-butted the duck and smacked his head on the back of the chicken coop, and his eye just gradually swelled and festered and eventually had to be removed.
So that you have to understand that Samson was your responsibility, and if you were in any way negligent in taking care of him that allowed him access to the duck, that's not her fault. Now, well, this certainly is a very angry letter. It's a letter, Miss Marine, that you wrote to Zane, I assume, while he was incarcerated.
Yes.
And let me tell you how I evaluate this letter. Your son and her daughter, who she refers to in this letter as a bunch of miserable dopeheads, she refers to her own daughter that way, created a child that she now has to take care of. You have other children?
My children are grown. I have another grandchild.
How old is your other grandchild?
He'll be 6 next month.
Who does he live with?
His mother.
That's what's supposed to happen. You have children who are in their 20s and 30s, and they choose to have families, and they come and visit every Sunday or every other Sunday, and they spend 2-3 hours. They mess up your house, and then they go home. They don't come to live with you when they're 2 years old. You're having a wonderful time. You got a new husband, you got a new house, you're moving, everything is nice, and she's getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she's taking care of kids who have the stomach flu and virus and daycare and all this other stuff, because 2 young people who didn't know enough to use adequate protection had a baby and happened to be 2 drug addicts and said, oh, I'm not, somebody else is going to take care of my problem. So your son, instead of writing from prison and saying to her, thank you for taking care of my child. If there's anything I can do, keep tabs on what it is that you're spending. I can never repay you, but at least I can help when I get out, is very interested in his dog. Who's got my dog, and who's going to take care of my dog, and you've got my dog, and I want my dog back. And she says in the letter, before you ask about your dog, why don't you ask about your daughter Lark?
Oh, he did.
No.
That's her.
No.
That's her letter.
Much later on in the letter, clearly. Before you get angry. So your son's clearly got his priorities all screwed up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kim Gransberry Conte says the mother of her son's girlfriend, Melody Marine, owes for the return of a pit bull named Samson. Melody claims Kim is angry because she is seeking custody of their granddaughter.
You have to understand that she's cleaning up after not only her daughter, but her daughter and your son. And instead of suing her...
She has a restraining order against us.
Well, there must be a reason for that.
I haven't done anything to her.
I have no restraining order.
She said she has
it hasn't been served. It never got served.
She said she has no restraining order. What I'm telling you is, I think that you should start to mend fences before you build barriers. This lawsuit is a barrier. You have no case anyway, and I think the long-term picture that you should look at is that it's quite probable that this little grandchild is going to require 2 sets of grandparents to help raise her.
Yeah.
unless her parents get their acts together. And so far, I see a mother who checked into rehab for 35 days, which isn't enough time. I hope that your son does better in his program, because certainly he probably has a jail term hanging over his head if he doesn't.
Yes.
In any event, you two ladies, if you're smart, are going to get together for the sake of this 22-month-old baby who probably will need you. Your case is dismissed, as is your counterclaim.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I, had hoped that my son would at least get his dog back.
I think that Kim filed the suit because I am seeking temporary custody of my granddaughter.
Oh, no, it's not. Melody thinks she is Saint Melody and thinks that she can just take everybody's stuff and do whatever she wants.
I hope that Kim can follow through with her promise and teach Lark how to crochet and sew, because I know how to cook and garden.
I just wanted to let her know that she's not going to walk all over me, and yes, I am going to watch out for my granddaughter.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Butler versus Owens. Step forward, please.
24-year-old law student Camilla Butler is suing her former roommate, personal banker Nicole Owens, for breaking a lease and unpaid bills. Nicole says she gave Camilla ample notice.
Miss Butler, you and Miss Owens were roommates. You claim she moved out prematurely, owing you 2 months' rent. The 2 months were for the months that you were not going to be there, but you claim an agreement that she would pay rent until the end of May. You also claim she owes some bills. She said she gave you 3 weeks' notice, and she left her $250 security deposit with you that more than covers any outstanding bills. That's your defense. When did you move in together?
Your Honor, we moved in together on January 22nd. That's when we agreed to move in together over the phone.
Okay. Now, you moved into an apartment that you had or she had, or that was a brand new apartment?
It was a brand new apartment for both of us.
Good. Can I see the lease, please?
Absolutely.
Who found the apartment, Miss Butler?
The defendant and I agreed to move into the apartment one day. Gage and I went up to Long Beach to...
So you looked at it together for the first time?
We found it separate. I'm sorry. I found it alone.
And you signed the lease alone?
She did not sign the lease. However,
that means that she is not a signatory to the lease. If she did not sign the lease, madam, then she is not responsible under this lease. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is not the lease upon the contract that you are suing on. You're suing on a contract that you had with her, according to you, to live in the apartment until the end of May.
That's correct, Your Honor. It was an oral agreement.
And may I see that agreement?
It was not in writing. It was oral, Your Honor.
Well, tell me about the oral agreement that you think is binding.
Okay. We agreed orally over the telephone to move in together. We agreed on an apartment together orally, and we agreed orally that she would sign the lease that evening.
But she never did.
That's true. She never did sign the lease.
Okay, Ms. Owens, let me hear what happened on the 22nd of January.
I never said I would move in and stay there until May. I never made an oral agreement that I would sign the lease that night. None of that ever happened.
Well, when she called you, did she tell you how long a lease she had to sign?
It was month to month.
This is a month-to-month lease.
Yes, Your Honor, it is. However, we agreed together, separately, outside of the lease agreement, that we would be living together until May 31st.
She didn't want to live with you after March.
Yes, she did tell me March 10th that she was entertaining the idea of moving out. At that day, we talked about it. I said, that's fine if you want to move out. That's fine with me. However, if you choose to move out, you need to make sure that you find somebody to move in your place. She agreed.
That's not true.
Well,
no, that's not true. Just because you say it doesn't make it true, Ms. Butler. She paid for March's rent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not responsible for the lease in April or May. You could have given your landlord notice and moved. You chose to stay there.
However, we did agree that we would live together until the end of May.
Listen, people get married and they agree to live together till death do us part. 50% of those people go their own way. Just because you agree doesn't mean that she has to stay there. Now, what about her security deposit?
We haven't gotten the security deposit back since I guess the landlord is still in the process of cleaning the apartment and, I guess, seeing what needs to be done.
But you had $250 in security deposit?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, what bills do you say she left when she left?
There was a gas bill for February, electric bill for February, garage rental for March, gas bill for March, and also there were 10 days of rent between January 22nd and January 31st, where apparently we didn't pay for it in February, so we had to pay it later, and Nicole never paid that part.
So let me have those figures, please.
Your Honor, would it be okay for Gage to testify about the conversations he had with Nicole?
Sure. Last name?
Duran.
I'm ready to hear you.
Essentially what happened is Nicole said, I'm just going to leave, and that's the end of the story, and that she gave Camilla her 30 days notice, but the landlord required that 30 days notice.
Well, let me tell you, I've looked over your damages. Your damages, you say, were $1,129.83. If you deduct April's garage rental, because she wasn't there in April, and if you deduct the $850 in rent, comes out to exactly $249, and she's got $250 in security deposit. So really the only issue is it reasonable for Ms. Owens to pay you 1 month's rent to have given you a full 30 days notice of her intention to leave? Do you think it was reasonable for you to give her 1 month's notice, 30 days notice?
I didn't even know until 3 weeks prior that I would be moving out.
That's not her fault.
I know.
That's your fault.
That. Yeah, I
That's your
understand
fault. And 30 days notice is not unreasonable, because
No,
if she were
it's
to
not.
give the landlord 30 days notice pursuant to the lease, then she could have, I don't care if she went home to live with her mother. I don't care if she went home to live with this guy. I don't care if she goes into a shelter. That's not the issue. The issue is you had to do the right thing and give her 30 days notice, which you didn't do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I understand that.
So, minimally, you owe her $425, which is your half of the rent for 1 month.
Mhm.
And the rest of the bills is more than covered by her security. You left the place pretty clean?
Oh, yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $425. That's all.
Parties are excused. Step out, please.
कहा था ना यूं सोते हुए मत छोड़ कर जाना मुझे बेशक जगा देना बता देना तुम्हें रास्ता बदलना है मेरी हद से निकलना है तुम्हें किस बात का डर था तुम्हें जाने नहीं देता कहीं पे कैद कर लेता अरे पागल मोहब्बत की तबीयत में ज़बरदस्ती नहीं चलती जिसे रास्ता बदलना हो उसे रास्ता बदलने से जिसे हद से निकलना हो उसे हद से निकलने से न कोई रोक पाया है न कोई रोक पाएगा तुम्हें किस बात का डर था मुझे बेशक जगा देते मैं तुमको देख ही लेता तुम्हें कोई दुआ देता कम से कम यूं तो ना होता मेरे साथी ये हकीकत है तुम्हारे बाद खोने के लिए कुछ नहीं बाकी मगर मैं अब खोने से डरता हूँ मैं अब सोने से डरता हूँ कहा था ना यूं सोते हुए मत छोड़ कर जाना